to another episode of Around the World with us. I am your girl, Miss Almond Brown 09. And here,
Over here,
wait, let me see. Hold
Polo the
on.
Creator.
That's my co-host, Polo Da Creator. Whichever way she's sitting on
I'm over
y'all
here.
side or whatnot. But yes, we are back for another week of Around the World with us, as we will be talking about many different stories. So you're gonna get a little piece of government, a little piece of other stuff, maybe some around the world. I don't know. I mean, but backyard. I think you're gonna get some of her backyard, but not my backyard. It was too much stuff being dug up. I ain't feel like talking about it. But go ahead, Paulo. You can introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Polo the Creator. Hey, and thank y'all for joining us for our second episode of Around the World with us, with many more to come.
Yeah. So what we guys just ask you to you can respond, react or whatnot to the stories that we will be bringing forth to you guys down in the chat. And once we finish with the commentary of that story, then I'll take you guys' comments in the chat and we'll respond to it that way we won't get sidetracked from
Right.
what we'll be talking about. So you guys feel free to chatter away in the chat or whatnot. But I want to say hello to everyone that's down there in the chat thus far. I appreciate you guys for joining us from over at Polo's Live and from wherever else you guys have come from. So we're gonna get started with our first story. I'll start this one and then you can
Okay.
do the second one. So of course we'll be talking about something that everyone has been talking about this week, and that is Colin Powell. So we would like to say, hold on, let me scroll up so y'all can see. Rest in peace to Colin Powell, honey. He passed away on the 18th of October. We know he was a prominent Republican and that was a part of our government. I had a video I wanted to show you guys, but I have a feeling that those they're gonna strike my channel because it's from CNN. So I'm not gonna play their video, but it was pretty much a mashup of Colin Powell and some of his conferences or whatnot that he spoke at throughout the time. But what we're really gonna be commenting on, and is oh child, somebody gotta always be messy, right?
Right. I bet that was a nice video too, but we don't want to get no strikes, so we're gonna play it safe.
Yeah, CNN, honey. They
I
hear
didn't
one
get
piece
any
of that
last
word.
week, but I don't want you to get none. So
You didn't have a problem, but see, that was like a local news station that you played.
right. Oh, you know
CNN is
what?
a
I thought
major
we
network.
did last week. Yeah, I won't. Don't even. Don't. You gave them. You told them where it was. If they want to check it out, it's good for them to go check it out.
Yeah, I'll try to leave the link to the where the video is that you guys may be able to see. But I'm gonna share with y'all, child. So we saw this post on the Shade Room, child. Shout out to the Shade Room. Y'all know they shut everybody business. But mm,
Always him.
always him. So of
Always
course
him.
Donald Trump had nothing nice to say once he found out that Colin Powell passed away. So I'm going to read you guys the statement that he actually tweeted or wrote, whatever he did with it. However, it got out to the press. I don't know why they still allowing him to talk to y'all, but I'm going to read it. He says, "Wonderful to see Colin Powell, who made big mistakes on Iraq and famously so-called weapons of mass destruction, be treated in death so beautifully by the fake news media. Hope that happens to me someday. He was a classic rhino, if even that, always being the first to attack other Republicans. He made plenty of mistakes, but anyway, may he rest in peace."
Not
So,
the
what are
but
your thoughts?
anyway. But anyway. May
But
he rest
anyway,
in peace. But anyway. Shady. That
what
was
I mean, I don't. What do you guys think about that and the way he just don't care what he says to people?
he has no
Like
empathy. He lacks empathy. He lacks
I just don't get it. I don't get it. I'm gonna read y'all some of these comments.
okay.
Somebody said, "How is he hating from outside of the club? He can't even get in." Another
That's a good
person say Trump is just a white 50 Cent. Pretty much, he's a troll.
a troll. That's right.
Mm. The other person said, "How you jealous of a dead man?" Somebody put little Donnie back in timeout, please. Cause he really is acting like a real big butthole. But how do y'all like? How do you guys feel? But she said he's such a clown. Okay, Prima Wanda.
Yeah,
I mean,
he.
I don't understand how even in like somebody died and
If
you
you can't
just being a
say nothing
butt.
nice, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing at all. So he could have just kept his 2 cents to himself. And that, like I say, he lacks empathy. He just, I mean, he has no filter. Hell is looking good for Trump. You know that's right, Terry.
She
He gonna
said
bust.
that's where he going. Hey,
He
hey,
gonna
don't pay,
bust it
don't
wide
collect
open. He
200.
gonna bust hell wide open,
I
wide
cause
open.
I really don't get how you can even put your fingers to your phone to type something like that about somebody that I mean that just uh,
Yeah.
if that was your family member, what would you do? If Colin Powell was
No.
your family member and somebody typed that about your family member, what would you do?
You want to clap back, but at that moment you trying to grieve your family member. So I mean, do you wait for the clap back, or you just gonna clap at them right then?
Well, he didn't wait to do it.
Yeah, but you in grief, so sometimes you may let it pass.
Huh? I'm gonna be grieving after I say what I got to say.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
he
grieving
was
even
wrong.
more.
He was wrong. It
Yeah,
was no excuse.
he was very much so wrong. Don't know I don't know any of Colin Powell's people, so I don't know if they had anything to say after that. I do want to follow up and see if anybody else had something to say about that. But child, that was that. We're not gonna give him too much more time because
That
he finna
comment
try.
right there. Some stupid people don't deserve a response. There you go, right there.
Okay, Prima Wanda.
That's it right there.
Okay, I guess. Look,
Okay.
see, so look,
Okay.
me and Sephora on
Right
the same
away.
page. I'm clapping
Clap
back
back.
right away.
Clapping back. Yeah. So that's
We
our
gonna
army
get this
does.
work.
Clap back right away.
It's a whole mess. But we gonna go on to the next story. Go ahead. You can introduce that one.
Okay. You gonna share?
Yeah, I'm gonna share it. Go ahead.
We're gonna talk about Judge Donald Scott Davenport has been illegally jailing black children in Tennessee for crimes that don't exist.
So you or
Oh,
I guess I'll read the what's written on the side. So Judge Donna Scott Davenport oversees a juvenile justice system. Rutherford County doesn't just jail its own kids. It also contracts with other counties to detain their children, charging $175 a day per child. We have empty beds. We will fill them with a paying customer. Linda
wow.
Duke, director of the Juvenile Detention Center, said at one public meeting. So
She
So
just
I
looked
guess to fill the bed and to get the money that they felt like they deserved, they decided, hmm,
just arrest little black children. She was arresting kids as young as 8 years old. As I was reading that, she at one time they arrested 11 little kids that was watching a fight of between a 5 and a 6 year old. So they just arrested 11 little children that was just standing around watching a fight, and they arrested them. So I was
yeah.
like,
So
go
no,
ahead.
go ahead.
I mean, I think that's crazy. I mean, so you just, and then that's traumatizing to be arresting elementary school kids.
And
When I
the
first
fact that
heard
they
it, I thought it was gonna be teenagers, but these were kids.
right, but the fact that they were arresting children that were not even at the
Doing it
fight.
right.
So two boys, 11 young black kids were arrested for simply watching two boys ages 5 and 6
Yep.
fight off school
School
grounds.
grounds
They
in the
weren't even at the
neighborhood. They
school.
fight in the neighborhood.
So the arrested children were charged with criminal responsibility for conduct of another.
Right.
What? And these are charges that don't even exist. But she just felt the need, that she wanted to arrest black kids. And it was because they said they saw an influx of black residents moving from neighboring Nashville due to gentrification.
Right.
She believes that Davenport used her position to incarcerate black youth at a disproportionate rate as a response to an increasing black population.
Yeah,
So
that's
they talking about, well, I think people just got scared because white people were the majority there, and then you have the black people that's being pushed out from where they normally live over into other neighborhoods, and now to get those children off of the street, she decides to arrest
right.
little
Not
black.
even getting them off the street. I mean, you just really targeted, and like I say, it's traumatizing. Because I mean, why would you? I mean, those are kids, and then you arresting them, and then you trying to fill beds to get to be what is it, federal money? I
Yeah.
mean, that's weird, and she needs to join Trump right in hell. That's crazy.
Baby, it's that okay. So she put this in place, which is I think is crazy that well, somebody has to make the laws or the charges or whatever it is that you have. But the county's aggressive program of illegally arresting juveniles, known as it's always arrest policy. So
Right.
that went all the way back to 2003, and that judge is the one that came up with that. The memo
Right.
was interpreted by law enforcement officials to mean that all children charged with any juvenile offense must be physically arrested and taken to the county detention center, even if state law mandated that the child be released with a summons or a citation.
And you would think at that age, if we just standing there watching two 5 and 6 year olds fight, you would think the officer coming around or whoever came around and arrested the kids would be like, y'all going on home. Or where
Right.
are y'all parents? I mean, they were just standing there being bystanders to a fight, so you would arrest 11 children for, well, I mean, what's the reason? Because they were standing off a school ground watching a fight.
Yeah,
It
like
makes
you
them
said,
parents
all.
want to probably move out that neighborhood.
But I feel like at that point, if there was off school grounds, what was the parents? And if the parents were there, well,
Right.
they waited till the kids got back to school. So they went into the classrooms of some of the kids that wasn't even around to fight and just, pull them out. But they are trying to reach a settlement of $11 million. And it's 1,500 plus children that are eligible to make claims for
I could see it
compensation.
because you violated those kids' rights because I mean my thing is you don't take a child nowhere without notifying their parents. So 5 and 6 year olds was fighting. Just imagine how old those kids were standing there watching that fight.
Yeah.
It wasn't no 15, 16 year olds watching a 5, 6 year olds fight. They were elementary school kids. So I'm sure they're gonna win on that settlement. And it's gonna be a settlement. I don't think it'll go probably no farther. They're gonna settle because that was just dead wrong. And then it
Yeah.
went on too long before somebody actually said something about it.
Yeah, and since 2003, and this story was this year.
Right,
Since 2003, she's been doing this.
right.
But they didn't say what her punishment was gonna be. Of course not.
The chat was
They
real
haven't
active.
said anything, huh?
You have to scroll up. The chat was real active on this one.
No, I went all the way to the top. Oh
Okay, you
wait,
got.
oh I didn't. I didn't get all the way to the top. I thought I
Yeah, they
did.
say she needs to go to jail. Um,
Judges are just as bad as cops. Yep, because a lot of them make those stupid they make the decisions like we had a judge here,
mhm.
where I am somewhere over the rainbow. It was his mission to give out a million years before he got off the bench.
Oh my God.
A million years before he got off the bench, and he was
You
just
know, he was
handing
just
out
itching out
sentences.
time. You know, he was
Yeah,
itching out time.
for no, I mean for this one guy I know got 10 years for breaking up a fight,
Oh my God.
and even
His,
the victim
they
of that
added
fight.
on to his a million. Yeah.
Yep, but even the victim of that fight said, "This man helped me. If it was not for him, I would have been killed." But of course, and I hate for it to be a black and a white issue,
Right.
but the boy that got arrested, or the man that got arrested, was black, and the boy that was getting beat up was a white boy. But he came out and said that he helped me. but the man was just like, oh well, this guy got priors,
Okay,
so he was just an innocent bystander.
that's
He
crazy.
was an innocent bystander.
We
She
had a
said, "Why?"
judge out here called Jed, Judge Ted Pope, and he would humiliate you. So, like, if you stole something, like just say you, for instance, I stole some meat out of a store, and he would make me put a sign on a cardboard, like um, two like poster boards, like connected, and
Mhm.
it'll say, "Hey, my name is such and such, and I stole some steak out of such and such," and then on the back it may say, "I'm not gonna do it no more." Or, yeah, he would humiliate them like that, and he had some pretty crazy tactics as a judge, but I don't know if it got any results or something. But it was just his name just rung a bell because he always had some real weird punishments.
Well,
It was like,
have you seen the judge now that is issuing out either you get the vaccine or you get the jab. Either you
mhm.
get the jab or you go to jail.
No, I ain't seen that. What county said it?
Yeah, it's
I
the
mean, what
first.
state?
It was a couple. No, I don't think. You know what? Some crazy things happened in Florida. Okay, but I'm gonna have to find that judge because I think that judge was one of the first judges to use that to
Mm,
say, hey, either you be incarcerated for 15 plus years or you take this jab and we're
not
gonna
let you
give you
go.
2 to 3 years.
Oh, okay.
So they gave
So
the
he
first
think
man, go ahead. I'm sorry.
he think he's being proactive. So I'm
He
gonna
feel
give
like
your
he
money
is.
to be vaccinated, and then for like a lighter sentence. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he's doing. Yeah.
Yeah. So the first guy that he I guess issued that to, he gave him a chance to think about it,
Hmm.
but he didn't have time to think about it. You know, that's something you talk over with your family or whatever. If you already decided you didn't want to do it, but I
Right.
mean, what do you do if you have 15 years and it's like, okay, I get this jab that I don't know, whatever, or I take 3 years, or I just take my chances and try to get an appeal or something like that.
That's a
You know,
lot of time. I think I'll take that shot. I think I'll take that jab over them extra 10 years.
you think so?
Two, you said from 10 to 15 to 2 to 3. I think I'm gonna take the jab. I'll take the jab for 100, Alex.
She say jail.
If you
Look,
say
they say
jail,
jail. Okay, I don't
well,
listen. That's a hard
you're
thing.
going to jail. You're going to jail both ways, but you're gonna go less time. 2 to 3 years over 10 to 15, you still wouldn't take it.
Yeah, but it's still a possibility. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like a allergic reaction can take you out in seconds, or whatever can something can take you out in seconds as opposed to, you
But
know.
Pookie could take you out in that for 10 to 15 years too, getting beat up every day too.
Well, that's not always true. I ain't get beat up when I was in jail, but I'm just saying.
You ain't going to the big house where he going.
See, Ben Sticker said there's a judge
Yeah.
offering expungement for the jail. See
Wow.
that now they trying to use that as a
I
way
bet
to
you he's
say,
getting paid. I bet you he's getting paid.
well, I
Just
don't
like
think
how
it's not.
they have barbershops. They had some barbershops. They had barbershops that was they was off. They wanted them to offer the clients the jab. So I think a lot of people that are asking it, yeah, it can take you out too. Yeah.
Well, Lord, on to the next.
We ain't going down that rabbit hole. We're not
We
going down.
not. Well, this is as far as we gonna go with. We ain't going. We ain't gonna dig no
We
another
ain't
deeper
going down
hole.
there tonight. We ain't going down that rabbit hole tonight.
Nah, but it's all you. We gonna go to the next one. I'm gonna share
Yeah,
the screen.
that's true right there. What Lou A say.
Yeah.
You want me to share?
No, I got it.
You got it.
But you talking?
Okay, I got it since you sharing.
Oh yeah, number 3.
Number 3, murders. Murders down the hall. New York public housing development reserved for seniors. When interloper sneaked in. I'm sorry, not snuck. Sneaked in when caregivers would be buzzed in. These interlopers smoked drugs, begging for money, and later on, a lot of the residents was coming up murdered.
So this story for us is more so focused on the community that it was centered around. So the building was a senior citizens community. So pretty much everyone in there was over the age of, I think, 60 or 70. And you have to have a lease, of course, to be there. And everybody that lives there was supposed to be on the lease. But we had one said family, a brother that lived there. He used to do like odds and ends, so he was like the maintenance man, so to speak, of this community. Everybody liked each other. They talked with each other. They did crafts and everything. Like you know how we do down in painting. They did crocheting and partying and everything. They did all of that, but then people started coming up missing. And so one of the ladies, the first lady that we read about, they tried to rule it as a cause of death, but her kids were trying to push and push and push. They tried to use it as natural cause of death. I'm sorry, they were trying to push and push and push for a to do a
Autopsy.
investigation,
They
but they
wanted
wouldn't
the
do it.
autopsy, but they told them that it was natural. So if they wanted the autopsy, they was gonna have to pay that 400 plus out of their pocket.
Yeah, but they
Yeah,
didn't have the money, so they gave up. They stopped. They stopped pushing the issue. But when they went to get the body embalmed, because they couldn't bury their mother, it was like a whole month had gone by. And then the funeral home did an autopsy, was getting ready to do an autopsy, but they felt something in the back of her neck. She had been stabbed in the back of the neck. So a lot of the people there, they had been killed, left inside of their homes, and they were trying to figure out. So now they kept going to the New York City housing people, asking them, please put up cameras in this building. Put up cameras, and they was like, "Nah, we ain't got no money for it. No, we don't have no money for it. No." So every time they went forward to the housing people, they kept telling them no. They couldn't get it. So every time they told them no, somebody else came up missing. Somebody else came up dead. And so what we were going to ask about is, well, I guess speak on is the way they treated the elderly in this thing. And so one of the guys, what did they call him? The DJ. He did the DJing or
he
whatnot.
was the community little DJ. He would do the parties and stuff. They called him the music man.
Right, yeah. So he the one did like play the music when they had their little dancing and stuff out in the little garden area. He came up dead, right? So he was the actual resident, and his brother was living with him. Once he died, they thought that the crazy man, the brother was gonna leave. But guess what came? The pandemic came. Pandemic
Mhm.
hit, and New York couldn't put him out. The moratorium was set, and even though he was not on the lease, he didn't have to leave because he had put root there. He was a resident, so to speak.
Right.
So they couldn't put him out. And so time went on, boom, somebody else came up dead. So they always thought that it was him, but the police could not officially arrest him. Why? Because there were no cameras. They would not put up cameras
To
to
protect
monitor.
those people.
Right, to monitor the people.
Right.
So it's just the way that they treated the elderly is what prompted us to look up, well, take interest in this story. So how do you guys feel about them not taking proper precaution when people saying, hey, all of these people being murdered, but y'all still saying y'all can't put up cameras because the money ain't in the budget, and y'all can't make this man leave because why?
That was crazy. That was a crazy
Yeah.
story because they just really neglected those elderly people. You put them
Hmm.
in a, you really just made them sitting ducks, and you put them in this housing project and wouldn't give them no protection. And then once the crackheads and the drug addicts and well, they remember we read the story and they were saying how some of them was starting to make a little money by letting the crackheads sleep on their couches.
Hmm.
And or they would just come in and take over and just make it a crack den. And they just didn't care about them, and just left from there. And then with all them people coming up missing, coming up murdered, and then you still don't do anything.
She
That
said,
was that was very very sad.
yeah, and eventually they did arrest
That
the
was the
guy,
lady.
but this
This,
was one of the first women, Myrtle McKinney. She was 82 years old. She lived there on her own. Let me find. So this is like their makeshift security desk at the apartment building. This was another lady, Miss Jacolia James. She was 83 years old. She was child. Oh, yeah.
Rest in peace to all those victims.
Yes, but yes, they all. I think this was more so
I don't know. Did they
predominantly.
have a picture of the Music Man?
They never showed him.
Okay, they didn't have a picture of the Music
No,
Man.
they never showed his picture. This was
That was
another
another one.
Juanita Caballero. She was
Okay.
78. Her
Okay.
son found her. She was strangled with the doggone cord, the phone cord. But this is the guy who did it. Kevin Gavin was the brother of the Music Man. So he actually killed his own brother. And they
He had
said
a
most,
problem. He had a problem. You can look at him and tell
yeah,
he had a problem.
most of the arguments they say that they had with him was over small amounts of money that he said the people owed him. So they
Hmm.
actually only got him for the last lady's murder, Jacola. But when he got in there, he asked them, "Well, do you want to hear about the other ones?"
Wow.
So
Yeah.
he told on himself about the other murders that he committed. You know, so it's yeah. So I see the question. If any changes were made? Yeah. After that, after they arrested him, they put cameras up in the building.
Look at
Yeah.
those cameras could have saved so many lives if they would have just listened to the first family. And then
Right.
it was just a coincidence that the first family had that medical examiner wasn't one of those ones that just, oh, you did, I'm just gonna go ahead and do my job. They
Yep.
actually took the time out to say, hey, this thing said she was her cause of death was natural, and then all of a sudden now I'm seeing stab wounds, and I seen
No,
a
that was the funeral director that said that. The
right.
medical
That's what I'm saying.
examiner wrote off. The
Yeah,
medical
the medical
examiner.
examiner you're right. The medical examiner wrote out. So good thing the funeral director went further beyond instead of just embalming the person and kind of didn't do an investigation, but found that upon embalming, and that was good because that actually gave that family some closure, and
Right.
it didn't really help the other residents because they kept he kept committing a crime, but
Right.
that was crazy.
So he killed three more people outside of the first lady. And even like I said, even killing his brother.
And his
Even
brother,
killing his brother.
and his brother,
So, yes, he did, he had issues,
right.
but
A lot.
he had a lot of issues. But
Yeah, a lot of
yeah,
issues.
so the only thing that they really did was they added the security cameras around the apartment. And then they said after that, nobody else died. The people went back to the
Weird,
way
huh?
that they were before. And, they were outside having fun because at that point, when everybody's dying, everybody stayed in their house. They were afraid. If they did leave their house, they went out with somebody else. They didn't go out alone. It was like a buddy system. It
And
was
then
like
they
a
would be
buddy
in
system.
prisons into their own home because I had read when the first lady before the first lady was murdered. Remember when the interlopers started coming in? She didn't want to knit any. She didn't want to do crafts or knitting anymore. She didn't go
Mm-hmm.
to the parties anymore. She just stayed in her house. She said she would still get up in the morning and put her makeup stuff on, but she stayed confined to her house because they didn't do any first. The first problem was they didn't do anything to stop the interlopers. They didn't
Right.
protect them in that access because the people were being there begging for money and everything. So now I'm being a prisoner where I can't even come out and enjoy the fun.
Yeah.
And so then, so I guess that was another reason why they end up having to go in because now she wasn't coming out and nobody probably missed her because they knew, hey, Miss So and so stays in a lot until her family like pushed the issue when they actually went in and they found her under the table. Yeah.
Yeah, but thank God. I mean, and it sucks that it takes more than one person in this building to have passed away before they said, "Oh, you know what? Maybe they were right." Come on
Right.
now. But because of the
Right.
pandemic hit, that was their excuse to say, "No, it's not in the budget. We don't have the money for it," and everything like that for those four people to go and have to be
It was
murdered.
too many.
Yeah. So we're gonna transition on to the next one.
Right.
The next story that we're going to show you guys is for the jury selection begins in the trial over Ahmaud Arbery's uh, death. So, so they've started the jury selection, and Lord, I can't remember the amount of people. I think they said they sent out over 1,000 jury. You know, you have to do jury duty and everything like that. They sent out those cards, but having to go through all of these people and having to ask them all the
Mhm.
questions, just like no, normal. Uh,
Right.
well, I ain't gonna say normal, but most trials, they asking all
This
these
was a bigger
questions.
one. This
Yes,
was
it's been in the news. So my
right.
my question to you guys is, you guys as well as you, Polo, is like, after seeing something like this being played over and over again in the news, and you're intaking that, but now you're a person that's being selected for the jury. How in the world can you be unbiased? I mean, seeing something like this play out, and you see that it is cold blooded murder. It's not like, oh, it was an accident type of thing. It's cold blooded.
Right. I kind of feel that it's not going to be easy trying to sit a jury for this case because of the negative feeling around it. And when I wrote that down on my feelings of the jury selection, because they're doing like a pool of 600 at a time. So I questioned myself. Excuse me. I questioned myself. Go back to the George Floyd trial,
Mm-hmm.
and why do I feel that it was easier to sit a jury for George Floyd than I feel like it's going to be harder to sit the same jury for Ahmaud Arbery? Is because I think, I don't know, I don't know. It's just like I feel like it's different. I feel like it's different. I feel like this one is going to be hard because who really could sit there and say that because they videoed it and everything that they did, that they didn't do it on purpose. So I mean, I guess I don't know if I lost anybody in what I was saying. So with George Floyd, you did have the components. Well, just a segue to that, you did have the components where you said some people were saying the cop was doing his job, and then you had the people that said that was cold blooded murder. So you could get probably some people that could be balanced. But on this one, how can anybody go in and say they seen where they was justified? So I
Right.
think it's gonna be hard. And what's gonna happen with that is that those guys may be up for a lot of appeals. So I'm interested what
Yeah.
the chat have to say.
And somebody said, what they asked them a question, if they could be, I guess, unbiased in that or
Right,
whatever. But somebody was saying, any verdict is going to be an unpopular verdict to somebody, so the people that love all the people that are have been arrested, of course, being found guilty is going to be unpopular to them, but to the world and the people that actually cared, is a guilty verdict is something, of course, that you're hoping for, and
it won't bring
one of
him
the,
back.
go ahead.
I say it won't bring him back, but I don't see how it would be an unpopular verdict for the ones that did it because you actually did it. You murdered this guy in cold blood and you recorded it. So it's not like we didn't have the recording and we assuming that you did it. No, we know you did it.
Right, and that's what one of the jurors that were questioned by one of the defense attorneys asked. Well, she was being questioned by him, and she had harsh words for one of the guys, and she said his videotaping the scene was disgusting and vicious. However, at the same time, I'm thankful that he did because we were able to see what happened. So if it wasn't for those videotapes, by them saying, well, we thought he was robbing the construction side of this home that was being built or whatnot, and he was armed or whatever. Come to find out, of course, he was not armed and he was not trying to rob anything. But that would have stood,
Right.
um, had there not been a video. But I also think if this is the right case that I'm thinking about, because I haven't seen it on here, but the judge, was it the, wait a minute, it was a judge. It was a couple of officials that were all in on it because they were friends with these guys that were arrested.
Right.
So it's just like, it's crazy how corrupt the justice system and all of its entities can be, when it comes to people that that are, that are in trouble, and you have the
Right.
power to save those people, will you do the right thing and not try to save them, because it's
Right.
wrong.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, a lot of people be convicted on certain things and they still go the other way. And
Hmm.
like you say, because it's wrong. We all know it's wrong, but that's why that's the way the world is today.
It sucks, but like you said, once we know that that's the way the world is, I don't think nothing else really shocks us, so to speak, when it
Right.
comes down to, oh, well, somebody's covering it up for them. But it's like you're willing to lose your whole life, your whole career to possibly save a friend. It's not even a guarantee that you'll be able to save your friend and it not be uncovered. But you're
Right.
willing to mess up your whole family's life for a possibility? Mm-mm.
I mean, not even that, not even your career. What about your conscience? What about how you have to, you know how they have some people that they do things and then they as they get older, they
Mm.
conscious and ate at them so long, and then they all of a sudden they just spilling like milk, and then they want to say, "Well, I'm sorry for this, I'm sorry for that," because that's been eating at you and gnawing at you and gnawing at you for years and years and years. So even knowing that you are wrong and you're gonna put your career on the line, but what about your conscience?
Well, clearly they ain't got one to,
I
to
think
be.
I think not. I don't think they have any either. I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
So that's that on that. Prayerfully, everything goes well in the trial. Hopefully, they take their time. I know we want a speedy trial. We want everything to come out fast, and we'll say, well, there's a videotape. How can they not see it wrong? You still want the due process to
Right.
take effect, and everything happens in the right
Right.
direction, and everybody is found guilty. And I know it may be like a little, unpopular to say, but they still deserve a due process. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I agree.
Because,
I
yeah.
agree. Because
So
you want to give them that due process so they don't be eating up taxpayers' dollars in appeals. So you do
that's
want
right.
to cut. I think it should be it's gonna be cut dry. I don't think it's not gonna be a trial. I think it's gonna drag on and on. But
Yeah, they say about 2 weeks for jury selection, and then after that, maybe another 2 weeks for
that's not bad.
trial.
That's not bad. And then that way nothing where they can't go back and say, oh, this was left unturned or this was overturned and we want an appeal.
Right. Louis said because the likelihood patterns exist, giving some confidence they will not be held accountable, lesser sentencing, etc. That's
Right.
so true.
That's
But
true.
you know what? And then we're gonna move on after this. I always question this because what happened in like George Floyd's case,
Hmm.
we were looking for most people were looking for the death penalty for the guy, the officer that
Hmm.
murdered him or whatnot. So he got convicted, right?
Right.
Is that is in and just hear me out because I know some people are just so like, oh, is that not justice? Because we asked for justice to be served and for him or anybody else to be convicted. You right?
Right.
So they're convicted. Now, granted, he might not have gotten exactly what we wanted, but we got exactly what we wanted, right?
Okay.
Because he's convicted.
Okay.
So I always ask people, is that not what you wanted when the people are convicted that have done something to your loved one, to a family member, to George Floyd? He wasn't my loved one, you know what I'm saying? But he was somebody that obviously his death made headline news, and it's just like you see what can be done.
Right.
So can we still say that justice was served if he didn't get?
I don't from what I remember and I watched that trial, I don't think the death penalty, I don't know if that's a state that does the death penalty.
Mhm.
So I don't think that was ever on the tape. Now, as far as you saying, didn't we get what we wanted? I think by us we lost a lot of loved ones to police brutality. So we feel like it's a start. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and then I had been reading right when he got sentenced that he's not going to even serve all that time. It's going to go federal and it's going to kind of lessen. So he's not going to even serve everything that we think he got. So I don't know about the other guys what they got. So I think now we can actually say by him getting the conviction that now maybe these police will stop over policing. And
Mm-hmm.
this is something that I talk to my police clients about, and we talk about it all the time. You're over policing. A lot of the officers that I cut their hair, they have been in the force for a long time, so they'll tell you in a minute, I'm not chasing after nobody. They was like, if I know his name, I'm just gonna go back to my computer and I'm gonna type a warrant up like that. And we laugh at one of my other police clients. He's young. He's only been in the force under 5 years, and
Mm-hmm.
he's running after people, almost getting hit by cars and this and that. But it's just the eagerness. And then they listen because they all being here at the same time and they work different branches. And they be like, see, that, that's crazy because I'm not gonna chase nobody. They said they had me laughing one day and they was like, it was a police chase going on. They was in there eating Popeye's chicken. And the other one say, well, damn, I feel bad. They out there chasing, but we eating Popeye. Well, they say, well, that's all right. They gonna get them. And they got them. So they've been, so it's like, and we talk about it all the time. And I talk about, I talk to them and I ask them when George Floyd happened, when it was a lady in Texas that was killed, when I don't remember where that little girl got killed. You remember the little girl that was about to stab, the teenager was about to stab the girl and the police officer shot her. I don't
Yeah,
know if
I don't remember where it was, but I know what you're
you
talking
remember
about.
that one? So we
Mhm.
talk about anytime something like hits the news, we talk about it. We talked about the guy in Atlanta, and they feeling the same way. And like a lot of, I just want to put this out there. A lot of them, I remember because George Floyd went to the same high school I went to.
Mhm.
I came out before him, but he went to the same high school. So we didn't did stuff on the lawn. We got a big painting like the Black Lives Matter, but it's like red and yellow, the school colors in front of the school. And I got pictures out there. I got pictures with the artists and stuff like that. And because it's so close to home, because he went to the high school right up the street from my house, and it was the high school I graduated from. And I did a march, and I took a picture with Trayvon Martin's mother. They was down here and everything. But what because it was so close to home, a lot of us, I got lost in train of thought, but a lot of us, want justice. I got lost. I'm gonna stop because I forgot where I was going, but then
Well, let me read. I'm gonna read her
yeah,
statement. She
'cause
says,
I got lost.
she says, how many times have we seen it happen? It's very disheartening and discouraging to have faith in the system. For
Right.
me, this is where my spiritual faith reigns supreme. Listen, Louie, I'm right there with you, girl. I'm
Amen.
right there with you, girl.
Amen. Because my thing is, we can say, like, just say, I could give you an example. Just say I go kill somebody or I go steal from somebody, and I think I got away with it, but the man upstairs never sleeps. So where
Hmm.
I may feel like down here in earth in my mortal body, I got away with it, but I'm gonna pay for it somewhere on the back end.
Hmm.
So, so I feel what you and Louie are saying. Sometimes, but we want justice, like they say, an eye for an eye. Like they say, you steal something, they cut your hand off. But I got lost. I was trying to. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. This is where I was going. So with the George Floyd thing, I got lost because I wanted to put this out there so people would know. Anybody come back and watch this video, and the ones that's watching now, about how some of the police officers are feeling. So they had to, when they thought it was going to be a lot of riots, right when George Floyd wasn't the trial. So they had to go like stand like when they was doing marches like in the black parks and the third ward and all that. And they would stand there and they just making sure no riots break out. And they doing their job. So it's
Hmm.
them. And I got a Hispanic officer and everybody's standing there and they're doing their job. And they black people pass by them and they black and they say, traitor. blah blah blah. But why is he a traitor? Because he chose to be a police officer as his career. So that's the message I want to put out there. Just because they are doing that job, that don't mean it's not all of them are bad. Not all of them are bad.
No, because we say, well, we want to sit at the table. Okay, well, you got to have somebody sitting at the table. Otherwise, you're going to be on the menu.
Right,
So it can't always be, well, you being a traitor because you chose to become a police officer. You want to see people out there that look like you. You
right,
know what I'm saying? And that's not always saying that and then since you did that, we have to understand too, they have a job to do. It's just not them out there policing to only protect black people.
right,
They're there to serve and protect everyone, right?
right.
So if you know Lil Pookie done
Mm-hmm.
did something he ain't got no business to do, and Mr. John come and arrest Lil Pookie, he ain't being no traitor. He doing his job.
Doing his job.
You can't blame this man for doing his job. You
Doing his
know
job.
what? Because you'll be upset if they sent a white police officer out there. But it's not, and I don't think that they're only sending. Oh well, we're going to send the black people to the black people neighborhood. We're going to send. No, they sent whoever was available, and he
Right.
just so happened to show up out there. So you can't be upset because he came out there to do his job. So I can't stand it because I have officers, black officer clients as well
Right.
as in my family. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So I would hate for people to think that just because we're the same color that I'm supposed to uphold you in your wrongdoing. No, I tell people, and I've said this many a times. Now I say I will go to jail for my kids.
Right.
No, I will go to jail over my kids,
My
but I ain't
kids.
going for them.
Right.
So that means if you do something you weren't supposed to do, I'm not taking the rap
Call
for
them.
you.
You
Okay?
call them. You getting that tip
Exactly.
money?
No, and I'm gonna be like, let them sit. I'll be there tomorrow. Okay? You know what I'm
You
saying?
turn you
I'm not
turning them in. You turning them in.
that part, but I'm not going for you. But over you, if I'm protecting my children and I have to do something that's gonna make I have to serve time or go to jail or whatever for me protecting my children, then
Hmm.
I'll do so. But to go for them, absolutely not. I'm not sitting around here and I'm not going to be holding a fugitive or whatever. If that's the case, God
Harboring the
forbid.
fugitive. You ain't gonna be harboring the fugitive.
No, I'm not. God forbid anything ever like that ever never happened to me. And I ain't with that whole no snitching policy child. Don't do nothing around me. That's why if you ever see me, I'm always in a car by myself. Either me or my or my kids, because I can't tell on myself.
Right.
Okay.
There you go. There
Mm-mm.
you go.
No, don't do nothing around me if you feel like you're gonna go to jail. Cause I'm telling, I'm not doing no time with you or for you. I ain't doing it. When I did my time, I ain't said nothing about well he made me do nothing.
Right.
No, I did it.
You went in there and did your time.
I
Did your
laid
time.
down, did it, and got out, and I ain't been back. And it done been 2006. Carried it done been 15 years. October
Hey,
13th
praise
was
God.
15 years.
All right.
hmm But I'm gonna read her comment. We're gonna move on. For them
Okay.
to make the system first. Wait, for them, they make a new. They must make a new system first. They need the old system to not work anymore. They know what they're doing. hmm
Excuse me.
Cops kill
True.
blacks quickly. White they lock up. That's true. That's true. But
That's
like I said, don't I pray my children never do nothing to where nobody will have to come and be in their
Because you
area
opening
to
the door.
answer the
You
phone.
opening the door, huh? You gonna have him. You gonna open the door for the
You ain't finna
police.
bust my door down. I still gotta lay here at the end of the night. No, I ain't saying that. I'm just I'm just saying I don't do anything to where you have to be accosted by the police officer or don't do anything to where you stealing. No, you stealing. And you think they ain't gonna call the police on you? Come on now.
You right.
That's all I'm saying. But anyway, we're gonna move on because that's that's like the
Yeah, we can
jab.
stay there. We
That's
can
like
stay there all day. You know
you
that.
already know it. That's like talking about the jab, honey. But we're
Yeah.
gonna go on to is you or is me?
Me.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. We're gonna sexual assault on the Philly train, filmed October the 13th, 2021. So today's society likes to record instead of intervening. Now the suspect as well as bystanders are facing charges. Friston, I don't know how to pronounce his last,
Girl,
NGOY,
I don't know either.
35-year-old, charged with rape, sexual assault, and aggravated assault, and more. Um, the lady was assaulted for 40 whole minutes. He harassed, groped her while finally ripping off her clothes. The ordeal ended after an off duty train employee called authorities. He told the cops he recognized her, started talking with her, which led to kissing and consensual sex. Security video shows otherwise. So where I'm alarmed at with this, and y'all, you let me know how you feel and how the chat feel, is that we so quick, 40 minutes,
40 minutes.
everybody's taping, and nobody just took their phone to stop recording to call 911 while this lady was raped. Not just groped, but groped, assaulted, kissed, and raped on a train. So even if with this what I didn't get, even if he told the police, they started talking and she consented to sex, so you're gonna have sex on a train
Right.
with all those people there? I thought there's this society we have to change.
No, this was in Philadelphia.
In
And
Philly.
it's like you said, 40 minutes.
Right.
She got on the train first and sat down. He got on right behind her, sat down next to her. They
Mm-hmm.
started talking, having a conversation where they said they ended up kissing or whatever. They said the lady, I don't know if she appeared, but she was drunk or
Yeah,
whatnot.
she said she was drunk and she got on the wrong train.
She got on the wrong train, going in the wrong direction,
Right.
and but he was also before convicted of a sex offense. He had a previous sex offense. So this guy Fiston Ngoy, which I think is how you say his last name, I don't know, I
Yeah,
can't
Ingoy.
pronounce it.
That
But
sounds about
that sound about
right.
right.
That sounds about right.
Okay, but it's that he's been charged with rape, had a previous sex offense conviction, and should have been deported back to
Right.
Congo years ago.
Right.
Police said he went to sit next to the victim after boarding the L train. Wednesday evening, the train passed more than 20 stations as he harassed and groped her while she tried to fend him off. Eventually, he ripped off her clothes and he raped her.
Right.
Nobody on board called 911 or used the emergency call box fitted in the car. Instead, what did they do? Pull out their cell
Yeah.
phones and begin to
And
record the lady being sexually assaulted.
with society the way it is now, you remember back in the day, you would see somebody and you would go to help. So I do know why people don't get into other people's business. But you mean to tell me there was no men on there that didn't go attempt to pull him off? They say when the
Mm-mm.
police finally came, he was still raping her 40
Yeah,
minutes later and they pulled him off.
yep.
So
The
nobody
police
was on
pulled
there
off.
that could have took an umbrella and clucked him upside the head or did anything. 40 minutes?
I
That's ridiculous.
and
That's
and
ridiculous.
yo,
And I agree. Like the comments from the article that we got
uh,
on the Instagram article, those comments, you have to read those comments. Some of those comments are crazy, but they are right because and I think they all should be charged. Everybody that had a recording or
oh, that's what
anybody
they
that
said. They may face the people that was recording. They may
yeah,
face
they're gonna
criminal
face charge. I think
charges.
they should be charged. I think they
They
should be
should.
because you
Hmm.
actually you pick your phone up to use it, but you didn't use it the way you should have used it. Call 911. And we go back to the George Floyd with the little girl that won the little prize. She recorded, and that recording actually upheld the conviction for George Floyd. So it was no reason why she should have called the police because the police was there.
Right. They were, like you said, they were there.
They were
But he
there,
was
so you
charged.
was recording.
Right. He was charged with rape, sexual assault, and other offenses and was held in custody. Last night, a report claimed that he had been freed from an immigration center 2 years ago.
Yes,
He
I read
came,
that. Mhm.
right. He came to the U.S. legally from the Congo in 2012, but his visa expired when he ceased to be a student in 2015. In 2017, he was sentenced to 120 days in jail and 9 months probation after pleading guilty to a sex charge in Washington, D.C. He was put in an immigration detention center in 2018. But the following year, his deportation was halted after a judge ruled his misdemeanor sex offense was not a serious crime.
Wow. Ain't that something?
So they
So
need to go back to
is
that
it
judge.
serious now? Is it
Right.
serious now?
They need to go back to that judge and
Right.
see
Is it
what's
serious
up.
now? So he done it again. Is it serious now? Something had to be wrong with him because you would go and rape her in, I don't know if it was in the daytime or at nighttime, but you would go rape her in all the public 40 minutes. So you pulled
It's
your little member out and penetrated this lady in front of all these people for 40 minutes.
not,
Ridiculous.
and that's just it's disgusting. But I'm gonna read some of the comments that say that's what they get. Y'all would rather get a viral video than help someone in danger.
Right.
And they're responding to the officials. They're saying that the people recording may be charged. I truly do not understand because I know she was screaming for help. Is what
Right.
another person said.
Right.
Everyone who watched that girl being R word should go to jail. This is sickening. This world got some new age punks. Old heads would never
Right.
charge
I
every
agree
one
with
of
that.
them. This crazy. Somebody said this is something straight out of SVU, and it is.
Oh, you sure right. Law and order. You sure
Yep.
right. That
How about
sounds like
charging them with
just to
accessory?
believe it. It sounds like something we just watched on TV.
Yeah, it don't. It just don't seem real. Like how in the world can you literally sit there? Even if it was a woman, I don't care. I will. I feel like I would risk because somebody was in there saying, well, he probably had a gun. This man wasn't worried about shooting nobody. Okay, he was
He
worried
didn't
about
pull it
shooting
out.
something else, but
That's
he
what I say.
wasn't
If you
worried
had
about
an
shooting
umbrella,
somebody.
go over there. If you had one of them long golf umbrellas, go over there and cluck him upside the head, or take the fire extinguisher that's on the train and
Man,
cluck
push
him
him
upside
off of
the
you.
head.
You ain't even got to punch him. Push him off of her. That's all it took.
Look at the men that with 911 when the planes was going down on that last plane and they went to fighting that guy. You know, like I say, we don't. Where's the like? I know a lot of people don't like to mind other people's business because we had a guy out here. It's like 2 Thanksgivings ago. He saw a man and a lady fighting in Walmart parking lot, and he went to go assist that lady. Do you know that man shot that man dead, cold blood? All he went to do was try to go help that lady. And do you know when that lady went to talk to the police, you know whose side she was on? She didn't say that nice man that's laying there in that pool of blood dead came to help me. Oh, my boyfriend, he didn't do nothing. She jumped back onto that man's side. And then this man, for the holidays, his family's without him. And all he was doing was trying to be
Trying to help
a
her.
hero. Trying to be a hero to help her while you over there getting, like I say, turtle tap, like Mario when he keep kicking that turtle up against that wall. He out there turtle tapping her in Walmart parking lot, and this man come to help you, and then he loses his life, and then you go right back to defend it. So that's why a lot of people like the comments are interesting. A lot of people don't like to mind other people's business.
Wow. Sephora said when I was 17, I was at the train station and a man lifted me up and tried to abduct me and no one helped me.
Wow,
That's crazy.
that is crazy.
Thank you so much, Joanna.
That's
Yeah, that
crazy.
is that it is disgusting. Hey Tony, it's just
Hey Tony.
I don't know. And that lady is gonna face many, many, many years of PTSD, anxiety, everything else that comes along with that because
She's
especially
not
if
gonna
somebody
trust. She's
yeah,
not gonna
but
trust.
especially if somebody posted the video.
Yeah,
There was recording. How many people has that video in their phone of her and then it's like you will recognize her walking down the street? Well, I wouldn't
yeah,
even want to live there anymore. I would have to move
true.
away.
But why
I
would
would have to move
but
away.
you wouldn't trust? Because you know, like sometimes we can go into public spaces and just kind of like trust a little bit that we're gonna be okay. So like
Hmm.
just say you in the grocery store and you just know that certain things besides somebody running in the grocery store shooting up everything, but other than that, you just know that you're not gonna be in the grocery store and a man is gonna come and push you down and molest you or
Right,
rape or you. So you're not you, because you know there's people here. So
right.
she'll never feel safe and comfortable and trust in public environments where she don't know anybody. So that's going to be something that's going to be hard to deal with because where would she be able to go?
Hold on, something playing. Louis said
Yeah,
these kinds of incidences really make me wonder what is in the water, foods, minds that desensitize a group of individuals, no moral conscience, no fight. Someone's thesis paper should further explore.
I agree.
Where, because I don't, Joanna said, y'all, it happened to me by friends playing when I was young. Playing hide go see. And when I was found, he tried it. But my best friend saw it and alerted the other friends. I was 12, he was 17.
Wow. Wow.
So, I don't. God bless the lady who it happened to. I just ask, pray that God touches her mind and protects everything about her from having to go through that. And I know it seems like an unpopular thing to do, but I pray God touch his mind because he got to be going through something. For
Yeah.
him to do that in the wide open public space, something ain't right up there.
Yeah. Something ain't right
Something
up
ain't
there.
right.
He touched and it ain't by God either.
No, it's just something ain't right. But it's on me.
Yeah.
Is it on me, child? Because I'm just, ooh. Dude, Jesus. Thank y'all for being here real quick before I share this tab. While y'all here.
But thank you.
Uh,
Thank you. We appreciate y'all.
yeah, we appreciate y'all. Cause I gotta get something to drink. So a brief intermission. All right, we back.
Y'all needed that water break.
Girl, I had to coat my throat.
I've been
I had to
talking for
coat
so
my
long.
throat, but but yes, we are back, and y'all welcome. If this is your first time here, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and subscribe. We do Around the World with Us every Wednesday around 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8:30 Central Standard Time with me and.
Polo the Creator.
Okay, did I point the right way this time?
Yeah, you got me. I don't know. I don't even know if you was cockeyed or not.
When I'm trying to see
Yeah,
if
you
the
got me
finger was
right this
going.
time.
Okay, I didn't know which way I had to
Why they
go.
say they twerking in the chat about
Oh, don't
your
twerk, girl.
intro.
Look, you need me to turn it back on, honey, and get you to twerk that thing.
Angela say, come through intermission.
Yes, but let me share with y'all real quick. I'm gonna share Polo's link to her channel, and you guys please go and subscribe to her because we do Around the World with Us every other week we change channels. So next week we will be on Polo's channel to do Around the World with Us. So let me drop her link real quick. And you guys, please, and Sephora, if you can grab this link and then paste it again, please and thank you. But yeah, hold on.
Thank
She
y'all
said,
in advance.
you better twerk, Luay. But Sephora, before I move on, I think it's Incel Men. They have a group formed online and they chat about how much they hate women and how they're going to make them pay, just like the movie we saw on Saturday. Wow.
Wow. That's
See, I
deep.
be Yeah, I be lost in the sauce when it comes to stuff like that, child. I say, I be over here. I say to myself, and then I be gone, honey. But this,
How you hating women and you came from a woman?
I don't, I
That's
really
weird.
don't,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
weird.
know, I don't understand. But this next story is talk about Elijah McClain's, family reaches a settlement with the city of Aurora, Colorado. And we all know that Mr. McClain had died while he was in police custody. He was walking down the road and somebody said, oh, well, he looks weird. He has a ski mask on, waving his arms around. They came up to him, accosted him. They put him in the chokehold. He was only 23. They put him in a chokehold, and then they called the paramedics. Where the paramedics came and injected him with a powerful sedative called ketamine. And so he went to the hospital, but he was never able to come up out of the coma pretty much that they put him in. So his family has reached an undisclosed amount. They can't talk about the amount that they settled with the city for until they go through all of the particulars. Once they get through all the particulars, they may be able to disclose the amount of money that they are awarded. So, what you think about that?
Do you know, I seen separately 3 officers and 2 paramedics were charged with negligent homicide and manslaughter. So, and with the settlement, I think only people that's going to get a settlement is his mom and his dad. Now, what I think is interesting is they said it's the mom that he actually lived with, and the dad
Mm-hmm.
was the absent father. So now they're trying to, the judge has to go in and figure out who gets what. But I'm like, you probably was never there. But now here
No, he was
you
an absent father. His
was
mother raised him the entire
right, the mama
time.
raised him. He was an absent father. So all of a sudden now here you is like you want half of what the settlement is because you are really entitled because you are his biological father,
Hmm.
but you were the absent father.
Yeah, it's to me. I mean, but like you said, his name was on the birth certificate clearly, so that's why they were able to. They
Right.
had to contact him, but he had to get his own lawyer, and the mother had to get her own lawyer
Right.
because they were not married.
Agreeing.
But
And
his
they wasn't
lawyer said
agreeing. They wasn't
right.
agreeing.
His lawyer said nothing would bring back his son Elijah, who he loved dearly. But he is hopeful that this settlement with Aurora and the criminal charges against the officers and medics who killed Elijah will allow his family and the community to begin to heal.
Right.
Child, I just let me shut up about that. But yeah, it was
Right.
three police officers and 2 paramedics. They were indicted on manslaughter and what you said, criminally negligent homicide.
Negligent homicide. That's good. I'm glad that they did get charged.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
my
glad they
thing
got
is, how do 2 of y'all come to a scene and y'all eject him with something else?
right. It's like why would the paramedics? Why would they even call? Why would they even call there? Well, they should have been. They shouldn't have had to be called there because you shouldn't have put him in a chokehold.
Should have put him in chokehold. All he was doing was walking home.
That's
That's
it.
why I
If we
say.
talk,
That's why I say we our young black men face a lot, and we go through a lot when when they don't the other they don't go through what our young black men have to go through. And just because he's a young black man, he's walking home and might have turned around when they asked him wherever he was going and would and whatever
he
and then
said he was going home.
you put
He
him
was
in a
telling him he
chokehold.
was.
And he had
Yeah,
on a jacket. I think that's the one that wore the hoodie like jacket, but not. I think
whatever. Whoever called the cops said that he had on a ski mask and he was
right,
waving his arms, but he was like, no, he was telling them before all of this, I'm different. I'm weird. I'm different. I'm different. And I think they heard that they may have had the body cam on and they heard him telling, he trying to tell them like, look, I'm just trying to go home. I just want to go home. He was not, he wasn't doing
wasn't
he
a threat.
wasn't doing
He wasn't a threat.
any
He
of
wasn't
that.
a threat.
So
Because I remember reading about him, and they were saying that whatever he wore, he would be cold a lot or something like that. So he did like bundle up or wear the whatever. And but like I said, he still wasn't a threat. He was
no,
walking
he
white flag.
wasn't. Lord, and Joanna asked us if we talked about this child. We ain't talked about that yet. That wasn't even on our agenda. We may be able to touch a tap, just a tap tap.
Yeah,
We
we
ain't
could
gonna
tap on it
delve.
because we got one more, and that's our
Yeah,
oldest. We
go
can tap
ahead.
on
Oh
it
yeah,
if
that's
you know about
that's.
that one. You
Oh
can
no,
tap
you got
on
yours. The
it. I
backyard.
got my artist. No, I know we got 2 more. I forgot. We got two
So we
more.
going. You want to do
The text
your
is in
since
the
that's your
artist.
backyard. Since that was in your backyard. Hold on, I gotta pull it up, child. Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah, I
we
do
got.
my backyard,
All right. You
and
can go
then we
ahead and
can
talk
do.
about it while I pull it up.
Okay. Texas nurse faces the death penalty for killing 4 men with air injections. 4 men recovering from heart surgeries died. William George Davis, 39 years old, of Hallsville, Texas, accused of injecting air into 4 patients' arteries after undergoing surgery at Christus Trinity Mother Francis Hospital in Tyler, Texas. This happened in 2017. He was a nurse on duty, and his lawyer tried to say that the hospital was trying to cover something up. But what happened was once they went through shift records and seen that it was just him, and then they found out once they got him out of the way, nothing like this has never happened again. Now I don't know why he would want to go in and pump air through somebody's arteries and kill them. And they said when they went in and they did the autopsies while these people was trying to recover, the incident wasn't there. The air and everything wasn't present prior to surgery. It was after surgery, and it happened to 4 men. I don't know what his issue was, but he's facing the death penalty, and they're getting ready to start sentencing.
Yeah, John Lafferty.
He looks weird, though. He looks weird.
Yeah, and you see he's smiling, child. But John Lafferty, Ronald Clark, Christopher Greenway, and Joseph Kalina, they all suffered unexplained neurological problems and they died. And the coroner was like, he's never seen that in all the decades of him working. He had never seen pretty much, you putting the air into the arterial system and it causes brain injury and death. But he said he had never seen those air pockets in the brain, and it was always, like you said, after surgery. It was never something that happened during surgery, and he just did it just to do it, like
just to do it. I mean, you're a nurse, you took an oath, you have a duty, and you just going in there just being cynical, and you just gonna put air in somebody's artery. And I don't get it. I mean, that's just a hate for life. I mean, that's all I could get out of it, because he just looks so sinister.
Yeah, Louis said another interesting pattern: the types of incidents that get mainstream media attention. Black men and women being killed by whoever get all the attention. How convenient, re-traumatizing.
Right.
Ooh, yeah, he's very sick for you to just
sicko, right?
Then it's like, how do you? But
I mean, you didn't know him. You didn't even know him. You didn't have no reasoning. Like you just happened to be the nurse and you hated that was your neighbor, and you hated him, so you could have take him out. It was just random people.
Random people.
You killed, and if I was the families, I would sue the hospital because he was an employee. So that means he's your responsibility.
Yeah, his defense, his lawyer's defense is the hospital is trying to blame him because he was the one there.
Right.
I mean, would that be the reason to blame him?
They said they was trying to cover up. They said that the hospital is covering up. So now, because y'all are covering up, y'all covering up something that y'all did, y'all negligence, and y'all just gonna place the blame on him. But then what happened was once he got out of the way, they said this has never happened again since 2017.
Yeah. So
I don't get why you just go in. It makes you kind of scared because you can go in and have surgery and just somebody just be so vindictive.
Yeah, the people that are there that's supposed to be taking care of you.
Right. You trusting your life into somebody you don't know.
Yeah, but those are the same ones that's supposed to be helping you get, helping your life. But now they're taking your life. They're supposed to help you get better, but they're taking your life.
Right.
Oh, sweet. But come on, let's do this. We're gonna do
that story
before we dive into this.
Oh, okay. This is our artist of the night. You got it or I got it? I do this one since you're gonna do that other one.
Go ahead.
Liberian teen Emmanuel Talu, 18 years old, is a hero after finding and returning $50,000. He will get to meet the country's president next week. So everybody is kind of like torn with some people say that he's not going to have any good luck. He's going to die poor because he returned the money. He say he was riding his little motorbike and he's seen the packages, the wrap money, and he said, which is a lot of money. He took it home, he gave it to his aunt, and he said he was going to sit back and wait to see if somebody said they were missing money. So a businesswoman did come forward, was crying on the radio, and she was saying that she had lost some money. He did give her money back, and she rewarded him with $1,500 of materials and cash. I feel like she should have gave him more because $50,000. And I think by reading the article, he did say when he talked to the president, he is 18, but he dropped out because he had to help feed his family. So he said he wanted to ask the president, could he assist him? He want to go back to school, and he wants to assist the other little guys that drive the motorcycles with him to go back to and finish their education. Another thing he said, I think the lady gave him a mattress, and he said that he was going to give. I think if I'm right, Armin, he said he was going to give the mattress to his grandmother, right? Right. So you give me a mattress and not even $1,500 in cash. I was like, wait. I thought he got $1,500 in cash, but she gave him a mattress, some goods and materials that added, and some cash that added up to $1,500. How cheap? He should have kept the $50,000.
Listen, I'm telling you, listen, Father God, in the name of Jesus, I feel like this was the rain. This was you raining down from heaven. I ain't giving it back. $50,000.
Right. She'd have been crying on the radio. She'd have been crying on the radio. I would have turned the radio off. She'd have just been on there crying.
Yeah, but see, and the sad thing about it is that his friends and family, like you said, they hate him because they told him he should have kept the money and that he's gonna die poor, and he was pretty much stupid. And so he said now, because he does run a motorcycle taxi company, if he was to break down on the side of the road, the people that was stopping to help him before, like his friends on motorbikes, that would help him. Now they don't even help him because they feel like he's stupid for giving the money back.
They think he's stupid.
I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say the man was stupid, but dang, you see the man broken down on the side of the road. But I do understand, and I think that it's good that in his mind, he wasn't thinking, well, give me more money. He said, I want an education. You know what I'm saying? So in that aspect, I commend him for wanting to talk to the president to be able to say, hey, we need an education. And he was going to try to pull his friends, his other friends from the motorbike taxi service to try to get education, because he's telling them there's no money in there.
Right.
There's no money. You said that ain't his money, but it wasn't nobody's money, baby. It was on the side of the road. Okay.
She said, but it's not his money. But you know what? Another thing he did, I think he's going to be okay. Even though we think he's stupid, I think he's going to be okay because his heart is genuine. Because he wants to go to the president and he wants to ask for more education.
Right.
She said, I would have thanked it too. So, and then, the money that he did get, he's going to give the mattress to his grandmother. And the little money that he did get, he said he's going to take it back and share it with his motorcycle friends. So he has a very good heart at 18 years old. And I think God's going to take him. He's going to get his blessing.
Of course. Yeah, God.
I think it's good. But I still would have kept that $5.
Listen, give and it shall be given unto you. Pressed down, shaking together, and running over shall men given to your bosom.
That'll be my blessing ahead of time.
It was at that moment. She said that was a test from God. No, God don't test you, child. He'll try you, but he ain't gonna test you. He's gonna try you. The trying of your faith.
He said it just was laying there. He said it was just laying there. So I don't know how it fell off or something. It would have been mine. She just had to go make that 50,000 over.
And she was up there crying like a doggone. Had to get on the radio and cry. I would have said, well, tell me how much is in there. No, that ain't how much I find.
Give me the serial number on each bill.
Look, every last one of them. She said this would have been a good parable in the Bible, right? Yep. Press down, shaking together, and run it over.
Angela, like I always tell Armin, what would Armin do?
I would keep the money.
She said, I would have a good heart at $50,000. I know that's right, Terry.
Listen.
They'd be looking for me. They'd be like, Polo ain't driving the motorcycles today.
Not today. Look, you in a whole car now. You ain't on that motorcycle no more. I'm in a whole car, baby.
I'm not even in Liberia no more. I'm on my way to the U.S. All I know, my little brother been said, I don't know where she at. She told me I could have a motorcycle. She left.
Just gone. Well, look, we gonna Lord.
Oh, wait a minute. Look what Joanna said.
They would have been like, Joanna, how you get a roof? None of your business. like, that roof went up there yesterday. How you get a roof? Sephora said, I would have given the money back. I found wireless and a bunch of phones. And listen, I give your phone back. I found a phone that went Dixie the other day. Took it right to customer service. What I'm gonna do with
I
it?
give your wallet back. I
I'm
give
gonna
your
give your
wallet
wallet
back.
back too. I don't need your IDs, your credit cards, no none of that. That's gonna be traced. Okay? No,
Your
I ain't
wallet got your name in it, so we know who that belonged to. That $50,000
right.
that came from the sky.
I actually tried to open up. It was an iPhone. I tried to open up the phone to see if I tried to see if it would open up. I would have called the last person that was in their call log or whatever, but it was locked. And so I just went and took it to the customer service because I know they was gonna come back for it, and I didn't want to leave it there because it'd be homeless people in and out of the store too. But because they would have took that
Yeah,
iPhone, honey, when it
they'd have
traveled
sold
too.
it. They'd have sold that old hot phone.
They would have sold it. Okay, so this is gonna be one of our. Let me hold on. Let me pull it up because this was not.
Wait, look what Angela said right quick
Hold on.
before you
Let me
go
come
to
back.
the next.
If you were going to pay your bills with that 50K, and what if you were going to pay your bills with that 50K and lost it?
If I had bills worth 50K, I ain't need it.
Why are you walking around with a bag with $50,000 wrapped up
Right.
in plastic, anyways? Is that drug money?
That sounds like drug money.
Okay.
Some money that she had to give back to somebody. That's why she was on there crying. That's why she didn't give him that much of it. She at least could have
Listen,
gave him 5,000.
exact. The wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just. That's in the Bible. Okay. I don't know what she had to do with that, but that was the wealth. I feel like that was the wealth of a sinner, and I'm a just person, so I feel like it was laid up for me. Okay. I drove a man's driver's license to his house on a Saturday. I found it coming out of Walmart. Okay.
That wasn't safe, Jawan. That man
I would have put that in the mailbox and
right.
sent it
That
to
man
the.
wife could have came out thinking you coming over there for her husband.
I would have put, yeah, okay. Where you got his wallet from? Off my
Right.
nightstand. What? And then she she ready to fight.
Right. You would have had to square up just because. And you going over there being a good Samaritan.
We ain't doing that. We
Yeah,
ain't doing that.
drop that in the mail. They'll mail it for free too at the post office or at the
Ooh.
DPS.
Okay, so we're gonna get to this story real quick. So I want to play the video.
You want to
Y'all
say
know
never
the
said.
girl be cussing like a darn sailor on the video. So let
Okay.
me see. But I don't know. So I might just play the I'll let y'all hear the audio, but I'm not gonna play the video because it belongs to another content creator. It's on
Okay.
Instagram, but she on here and I don't know if she'll flag me, so I ain't even gonna try her like
Yeah,
that.
don't try it.
I ain't gonna try her like that, but I'll play. So I'll show y'all the beginning of it.
Okay. Yeah, I ain't heard of this one.
You ain't heard of this one?
No, I haven't heard of this one. That's why it's
Well, I
interesting.
guess this could be my backyard story because it is in Florida. I didn't
Oh,
even
there
know
you
it was
go.
in Florida.
Look at God. You got
No,
your
don't look
backyard
at him,
story.
child. No, we weren't supposed to. So this is the story. Everybody and their mama been talking about this today. The Florida man is going viral for marrying his goddaughter as soon as she graduated and turned 18 years old. Now I don't know what this man here is doing on the front of this thing right here. And I always have a problem with the sound on Instagram. I don't know how to turn the volume on.
If it's on the side of your phone, push the button on the side of your
It
phone.
ain't the phone, you know it's on my laptop.
You know
I was
what?
gonna show the picture first.
That is weird. Hit play. Hit the arrow. See if
I
it.
did. You see it's playing, but the sound won't come on.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
Let me find it on Instagram, chat. I'll look it up on my phone and just play the audio from my
You might
phone.
could find it on TMZ or something, huh?
Oh, I sure enough ain't about to try TMZ, girl. Is it crazy? TMZ take it down quick, honey. TMZ don't be playing no games with you. They don't care who you are.
Small or big, huh?
Shout out to Nick at Night. This is where I'm getting this one from. But oh Lord, let me unplug this phone. Oh Lord, my phone at 1%. Let me hurry up and play it. Hold
Oh
on.
Lord.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, did she take the video down? Oh no, there it goes. So this is going the first line is gonna be her biological mama. So the girl was she was adopted. So this is her biological mama that's gonna be talking. Let me move my microphone so y'all can hear. Hopefully it's not making a lot of noise. Go on mute, please.
Okay.
So my daughter and Mike Huckabee married each other, right? I don't approve of that stupid ass cartoon ass shit, and that's what the fuck I said. I ain't even go to that fuck ass shit. Mike, you know I fucked your ass in 2017 in my apartment in the motherfucking LP when you was coming over there hard. Anybody who know me know when I stayed over, y'all seen that fake stank ass nigga the fuck over there. Okay? For a cell phone, $150. Okay? I was working at Family Dollar and I needed some extra money. So that's what that was about. I told this dumb, and then when she ran away when I stayed over there with my oldest daughter in Jacksonville, Mike was the main one talking about this my goddaughter, y'all help me find her. Da-da-da-da. Y'all remember that shit? Y'all remember when I whooped Deja ass in that kitchen too? So
Hold on, child. Let me know. This the daughter. This the daughter. This the 18-year-old. I had to take Nikki and Night off that screen, child. I
So
forgot.
for everybody stating their opinions about me and my husband, I can't go on my shit because some ignorant ass hoes got me fucking blocked for 30 days.
Excuse the language.
So I'm Facebook jail right now. But since y'all want to go on his page, we just gonna settle this shit now. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna be done with this shit and let y'all little ignorant ass, no class ass hoes talk after this shit. Me and my husband, we're married. Me and my husband ain't going nowhere. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't give two fucks at that, not even one, about y'all opinions. Y'all on here talking about, oh, I'm just stating my opinion. I'm just stating my opinion. I'm just stating. It don't mean shit to us. So why the fuck waste your time and energy?
I ain't know he talk last
And
week.
your motherfucking time out of the day and your life to sit up here and keep on saying it. That's your opinion. We don't care. At the end of the day, everything is done. We're legally motherfucking married. I'm 18. I'm grown now. Talking about, oh, you just a baby. I'm 18, bitches. I moved out my mama house when I was 16. 16. 16. Fucking 16. What did I do? Get a job. Get a job. Pregnant and all, working. Pregnant. Fucking working. At 16 with no motherfucking body. I ain't had nobody. My mama was a druggie. Nobody, never had nobody. I'm not saying this to show to have no sympathy or looking for sympathy. Nobody sympathizing with me. This is not what it's for. I'm just letting y'all know that I don't give a fuck about y'all opinions. It don't mean shit to me. It don't, because at the end of the day, everybody have a life to live. Okay, so what? He's 46, not energy, and he's 46. Half of y'all motherfucking mammies he probably fucked half of y'all motherfucking peoples. Probably fucked your mammies. And you got y'all daddies mad, and some of y'all motherfuckers mad at him because he on his shit and we both on our shit. And the fuck? Y'all just mad because I'm happy. Deja always gonna be happy. No, y'all hoes thought that I wasn't never gonna be shit because of my past. That's what the fuck y'all thought, and I proved y'all wrong. That's why y'all hoes really mad. But at the end of the day, that shit ain't even worth it, because at the end of the day, I'ma do me. We gonna do us. I'ma continue wearing this motherfucking rock on my finger, and I don't give a fuck what a bitch gotta say. I don't. Because at the end of the day, I'ma live my life. I'm going to live my life to the fullest. We only have one life, and that's what y'all fail to realize. Wake the fuck up. How about that? Wake the fuck up. And I don't give a fuck about all that laughing ass shit, because at the end of the day, y'all retarded. Y'all ignorant in the mind. Y'all ignorant for y'all to say, oh, he's 46. Happy. Oh, you young and this and that. Okay, yeah, I'm young. So why would I want to be, just because I'm young, why would I want to be with if I got, my mind is more mature than being with a motherfucking young ass nigga? Why would I want to be with a young ass nigga and motherfucking, he want to lay and play? He don't know shit. Like you said, like y'all said, how I'm young and my mind ain't open all the way. Okay. Well, a young nigga is even worse than a young female. Why the fuck would you think that I want to sit around and be with a young nigga that want to fuck other people and don't got his mind made up, don't know what he want, don't want to commit, don't want to get out his mama house, don't want to do that? Why the fuck would I want that? That's not what I want. I don't want that. I want to be with a nigga that know what the fuck he want in life. I want to be with a nigga that got stacked up his bread. I want a nigga like that. I don't want no nigga that want to go be with this. And half of them niggas y'all fucking with is motherfucking faggots. They fucking faggots. And I know
Well, that's that on that. I'm gonna read this. Somebody had sent something in. I'm from. This person says I'm from Fort Pierce and no Mike. He is really 55 years old and he's been grooming her since 16. He has children older than his wife, which is her, and he has been messing with young girls since I can remember. He lives in the projects. The three older children in the pig are his. He has custody. That's why he's able to live in the projects, and the wife needed a place to stay while pregnant with whoever's child they say is not Mike's. But trust, he has nothing going for himself. Even when he was out in the streets, he had to pay for pussy. Her mother stated that on her live. I want to remain anonymous, just giving you some of the backstory and correct facts because this is sickening. So, yeah, you can unmute now.
I was just talking. So he 55 instead of 61. Okay.
Listen, I've been hearing 46, 55, 61. I don't know what it is no more. I don't care, but I'm just saying, I don't know what it is.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Your godfather, and then you used to mess with the mama. He don't have
Did
no
you
morals.
Did you see the picture with him with side by side when he was holding her when she was two,
Mm-hmm. And
and
then they
then when
say
she was
I was laughing at the meme. Be careful who you let around your kids. They might get married.
I this is just it's crazy, but it's been so many other stories about this, and I mean I don't know all of the right things, but from what I can see in the pictures, and I was gonna show a picture of the whole family, but I'm not gonna do that because there's kids in there and they have nothing to do with this.
Right.
Other kids. Now I ain't talking about her, but you know people saying she's a baby, right? Compared to him, she will
It's
be
baby.
considered a baby,
It's
but
baby.
according to the law, if we're going to go by the law, she's grown, you
Yeah.
know, and see, and this is why I say, if, when my children turn 18, as long as they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, I ain't pushing them out of the house. And
Right.
see, that's what we go wrong at a lot of times. Is we push our kids out of the house as soon as they turn 18, but their mindset is not there yet to fend for themselves, so to speak, you know. So we do send them off to college and stuff, but what they have to do, they got to call home and ask you how to boil water. You know what I'm saying?
True. True.
So with her, it was more so because
True.
her mom was on drugs. So the mom in the first clip that you guys heard, she lost custody of her kids to DCF because she was doing drugs as well as selling drugs. So she lost her kids to the system, and then the girl was adopted. But she ran away at 14, and he posting, "Oh y'all, please help me get my goddaughter back." They found her, age 16. She's
She
pregnant.
looking
She
for
has a
love.
2 year.
She looking
Right. She
for
has a
love.
2 year old child. She has a 2 year old child that
By him, right?
no, that the person that I just read, they said that's not his baby.
Oh, okay.
She called him her baby daddy, but she said she got 4 kids. Those other 3 kids are not hers.
They
If you look
his.
at the picture, and let me see if I can find.
But
I'm not gonna.
the other
I'm
three
not gonna.
kids are his kids, right?
The older 3 kids are
So
his
how you
kids.
playing stepmom and you younger than the damn children?
And that's what people were saying, that how is she playing
Stepmom.
stepmama, and then the kids about her age. So the oldest child looked to me to be around 7 or 8 years old. So I'm
They
like,
telling
she
you
would
to
have
check
had a
out
baby when
somebody's
she was
live.
she would have had a baby when she was what, 10, 11 years old. And
Yeah.
oh shoot, Kodak Black
16.
put
16.
huh?
16. I think 16.
She had no, she had her baby at 16, but I'm saying because people were saying that all the kids were hers. No, his oldest child
Yeah.
that was in that picture looked to be about 7 or 8. So then that means
Yeah.
if it was hers, she would have had to have a baby around 11 or 12 or
Yeah.
10 or 11 or something like
I
that.
feel
Because
sorry for her.
yeah,
I feel sorry for her. And he's taking advantage of her. I mean, why not just be a godfather, be a staple in her life that she need instead of being a predator? Because you being a predator because you don't have to sleep with her. You being a predator because you were, however you became the godfather. The mama was in her right mind before she was on drugs, and she, because you and the mama used to mess around. So however the mama detonated you, the godfather, live up to those duties, and then you stepping into a whole nother set of shoes. and
Right.
then you're being a predator.
So Kodak Black say, shaking my head. My daddy did the same ish. Left us to start another family with his
Wow.
goddaughter. I was
Wow.
about 9, but I ain't judging nobody though. To each his own. It could be true love.
Whoa.
But so oh wait, I ain't gonna show y'all pictures of the well child, I almost pretty much almost did, but
You
I'm gonna
already
leave the link to this
you just
story
seen.
down. I'm gonna leave it in the comment section.
Oh, you
And
talking
y'all
about
can
the
go,
wedding? Yeah, I'm gonna go check it out.
yeah, y'all can see pictures of the kids or whatnot. So cause they had the kids at the wedding. The little baby, the smallest baby was in the bassinet or in the little a little thing down at the bottom, 2-year-old down there playing. So not bassinet, but
Yeah, they all growing up together, Buddha.
she said 18 is too young to leave the house, in my opinion. First, they need their college degree and get a good job and have at least 50K in the savings account. Well, let me tell you this, college ain't for everybody. You got to know your kids. I'm not
True.
going to force my children to do that because that's something that I wanted them to do. Because at the end of the day, you will end up with a whole bunch of loans that gonna need to be paid back. So, like I'm telling my children now, they love sports, but I tell them find you something else that you love to do as well. Because if you was to get hurt before you were able to make it to the big league, then what you gonna do?
Then what
You
you
know,
gonna
you
do?
got to always have a backup plan for that. But we have to know, of course, we want our children to go to college and get further their education. But if you notice that your kids are struggling in elementary, middle, or high school, why would you force them to go out to college where they have to do 4 extra years, possibly or 2 to 8 years of more schooling when they struggle through the 13 that they had to go through from kindergarten to 12th grade. You know what I'm saying? So college is not for everybody,
That's
so
true.
but you have to know you have to know your children, so and it's not to say that they can't go back later in life if they were to get it together enough to where they're focused enough to say, you know what, I do want to go to college. Not because my mom or my daddy, that's their dream, but I want to make something better myself. This is what I want, and then they go and pursue that or whatnot. But like I said, you know your children and you learn your children to
That's
uh
true.
to do
That's
to
true.
do that. So her life is over before it can start. Yeah.
Yeah,
Again, give it a year or two. We'll see if that bravado in her voice is still there. Yeah,
that's
and I pray that. Well, she's already been somewhat brainwashed or whatnot, but we'll see. I'm sure we'll see it play out. People are going to be watching her and him, their
they
social
gonna
media
keep calling
pages.
her.
And,
They're
yeah,
gonna keep calling that story there.
she said, "Poor
And
baby
hope
girl
I said
been
they're gonna
through."
keep calling. Hopefully, he treat her right because I mean he already crossed the line.
He got to be treating her some kind of way she may consider right. He married her, and she feel like he doing her some kind of good. I don't know. She going to bat for him, and she cussing out everybody and her mama for him. So she said,
Yeah.
poor baby girl been through a lot, neglected, growing up so fast, seeking security and control she never had as a child, possibly. And he posted a picture talking about, guess who cooked for me this morning? My wife. She ended up
Mm.
standing with her little bicycle shorts on with a tank top, cooking in the kitchen. I said, well, you better cook, girl. Well, you should have told him to take that trash out in the back of that picture. Okay? Don't you sitting right here trying to
And
flex
at
for everybody
18,
and
she
the
probably
trash
can't even cook.
overflowing.
She
Okay,
probably
Miss
can't even
Sir,
cook.
taking this picture, that's your husbandly duty. Take out the trash. It's full, it's full. I'm just saying.
She gonna be like the color purple, Mister getting on top of her. That's it.
Okay. Is Kodak Black the same guy who groped his mother while dancing recently? Oh, I don't know. Did he do that?
I ain't heard that.
I ain't heard that either. This should be illegal. I mean, this is mental illness. And see,
I
yeah, they're
agree,
still in the
support.
project, girl. They're still in the
I
project.
agree.
It should be illegal, but and I don't know if they're able to prosecute him because you can't prosecute a husband and a wife. She has
She
what they
can't
call,
testify against him, and he can't testify against
yeah,
her.
she can't do it.
Right.
So if it was to happen, and I don't know if statutory rape in that um that law or whatnot, but you cannot force a husband and a wife to testify against one another. So if they're gonna go the legal route and try to arrest him for something, I don't know if statutory is in there, but you also know, well, Florida doesn't have that law where the age of 16 is consensual. I
Right.
know it's in Georgia, but Florida is 18. Is the age of 18, but in Georgia, 16 is the consensual age. Is the age of consent. Is a lot of
Mm.
other states around here, so you got to check with your state to see what your consensual age, what your age of consensual to have consensual sex is. That's how Eddie Long they say got away with it because he's in Georgia,
Right.
and them
Right.
boys was 16 years
That
old.
was young. Right.
So just know that, and then you also, and I know she wasn't emancipated, but at the age of 16, you can be emancipated from your parents, and then you're deemed to be an adult at that time. So stuff like
Mm-hmm.
this can still happen. Yes, Sephora, 16 is still a
It
minor
still is a
to
murder.
certain states, but
I
there
wonder did
are,
he marry her just to get away from that, so
yeah,
she couldn't testify.
he waited until
You
she
know.
turned 18.
Right. You never know why he went
Right.
on and
That's
just
why I
left.
don't think that baby is his. I don't think that baby is
Right.
his.
Right.
Like
He
like
probably was
he
messing with
said
her
on
though.
there.
He was messing with her before
Oh,
18.
of
I
course.
mean, he ain't just started.
But if she not telling, cause she left home at 16, she been on her own since 16. So if he started messing with her really, and having sex with her or whatever, and after she left home, who's gonna tell? And they
No.
were saying that when she was 17, she posted on Facebook that she was in a relationship, and she said, but nobody knows who it is, right? And so April, what was it? Something happened in April, and then June 23rd she turned 18, and June 24th is when she posted her being with him.
Mm.
So, and you right, Terry. Well, when I say get away with it, I mean legally, because Eddie Long suffered. He suffered quickly.
Right. Right.
Okay, he suffered quickly, but legally he got away with it. And he may have settled, but he got away, meaning he didn't go to jail. It says he groomed her since the age of 14. Her mom went to jail. But who's gonna tell?
But my
Who?
thing is, no matter his age, because we saying 61, 40 something, 50 something, and the one lady said she knew him, he 55. So that what go through your head that you're grooming that's a child, that's a damn baby. 14 years old, what are you grooming her for? You should be grooming her to go to high school and maybe college, not grooming her to be a stepmom, a
Right.
wife, in a sex slave. You come on now.
But he
That's
he he
that's
changed.
ridiculous. That's
He
ridiculous.
made sure he waited until she was 18 years old before
And she
they
knew not to
actually
post too.
made it public. Yeah. And she said if she doesn't want people to talk, then why post it? The reason why people post all the rest of their business. They
Yep.
saying that they're not looking for your opinion, but they post it. So you're open for judgment. At that point, she said she don't care, but she knew they had to know. They knew the backlash that they were going to get from
Right.
posting that because everybody knew that he was her godfather.
Right. But of
Like,
course, she's happy. She got a ring. She got her dress on. He got his tuck on. So of course you want to post it. So when you post it, somebody know, like you say, who he is, who he really is. It ain't like it's just a weird man. We don't know where this man come from. Somebody know the relationship, and then it gets out because people get to talking. So even if she did kind of like try to post it under the radar, it's no way she's gonna get it under the radar.
no, because social media, child, they don't even know you and they're watching you. Okay,
Right.
so
Right.
so just be
True.
careful. If you don't want anybody to talk about it, keep it to yourself. Well, some men and religions believe once a girl gets her period, she's not a child anymore. Yeah, but and then other
Yeah,
countries
that's
they have
disgusting.
arranged marriages.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah. So I don't. I mean, and not we're not and not to say that it's not right. That it's right, wrong, indifferent, whatever it is, as far as like other countries go, because they accept them things over there. I can't say morally is wrong. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? It
Right.
is disgusting because my thing is, what is a child gonna do with you? And you know what? And I'll say this, being grown, I was
Mhm.
16 and a dude 39 was trying to talk to me. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? I ain't getting nothing out of him but $50. I just needed some money for prom, and that was it. The nigga was in work release. I ain't want him. I just
Right.
want. You
Right.
got, I went up to the restaurant where he was working at on work release. I got my $50 and never talked to him again. you know. But that
But
was me.
you was on a mission. You was
I
on
was
a mission.
I was
You
on
was
the
on
mission.
you was
I
on a
got my
mission.
money, but I never saw him outside of that because
Right.
he was in work release. He was in jail.
Right.
Work release is you still in jail. You know, you just out there being able to work, but you still locked
Right.
up.
You gotta go back
So
somewhere. Right.
yeah, Oh, she said, "Can you drop the link when? Do we drop the link on these?"
If you want to let her come up, you can.
All right, Joanna, you can come up here and talk for a little second because we normally don't drop the link on the around the world, but I want you to be able to voice your opinion because I know it's hard when you're typing in the chat a lot. So we're gonna give you a few seconds. No, we're gonna give you a few minutes. So come on up. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Those were our stories. And I was supposed to be dropping the links in the chat for all of the. If it's a story that you guys are interested in and you want the
Oh,
link
you
to
know what? I
it,
was supposed to do that. I'm sorry. I could have did that.
no, you fine. You would have been able to drop it in the chat. Hey, girl.
I'll be a grown adult and come on camera with y'all. Use my little ponytail.
Okay. Had you one.
But I only wanted to drop the link. Look at me, my cold ass. I'm in California. I'm cold already. Look, and we barely like at 78 degrees, but I'm cold.
I was just
But
gonna say
I only
y'all.
want I only wanted to drop the link just so you can hear something right quick, and then I'm gonna turn my cam off, and then I'm gonna
Now this
drop
ain't
off.
gonna get me
Okay?
struck easy. This ain't gonna get my channel
No,
struck
no, no,
easy.
no. I'm not showing. That's what I'm saying. I'm no, no, no. That's why I'm not showing no pictures or nothing. That's why I said I'm closing my camera off. I just wanted to let you hear the young lady. Okay?
Okay.
I just want you to hear the young lady.
Now I'm
Okay?
a mute.
Here's
Now
the.
if it's another content creator, if it's something, because they can
No,
still, I
no,
know
no, no,
they
no,
can.
no, no. I wouldn't do you. I wouldn't do you like that. I wouldn't do you like that. I
Okay.
got this is her. This is her Instagram feed. I wouldn't do you like that.
Okay.
I wouldn't do you like that.
As
I hear you.
no class assholes talk.
Can
That's
y'all
it.
hear it? Say yes or no.
Me and my
Just
husband,
say. I can't.
we're married.
Yeah.
Me and my husband ain't going nowhere. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't give two fucks at that, not even one. About y'all opinions. Y'all in here talking about, oh, I'm just stating my opinion, I'm just stating my opinion, I'm just stating shit. It don't mean shit to us. So why the fuck waste your time and energy and your motherfucking time out of the day and your life to sit up here and keep on saying it and that's your opinion. We don't care. At the end of the day, everything is done. We're legally motherfucking married. I'm 18, I'm grown now. Talking about, oh, you just a baby. I'm 18, bitches. I moved out my mama's house when I was 16. 16. 16. Fucking 16. What did I do? Get a job. Get a job. Pregnant and all, working. Pregnant. Fucking working. At 16 with no motherfucking body. I ain't had nobody. My mama was a druggie. Nobody, never had nobody. I'm not saying this to show to have no sympathy or looking for sympathy. Nobody sympathizing with me.
Is this what you already heard?
This is not what it's
This
for.
Just
one.
shake your
I'm
head
just
yes.
letting y'all know that I
Yeah,
don't
we
give a
heard
fuck
this
if I
one.
have kids and I'm
Okay, that's what I said. I didn't know you heard this one because
Oh
I
yeah,
was
I had
on this.
played. I played it.
Oh, okay.
It was on. Yeah, I
Yeah,
had played on. It was
she
somebody else's.
played that one, Juwan.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay. I didn't know you had heard that one already because that was her
yeah.
response. Okay, I'm gonna drop back down and let you guys continue your stuff.
Thank you, boo. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't know if it was another slide that I hadn't heard because I don't because she was the lady, the little girl. Well, Deja, her name is Deja.
Hmm.
Deja, whatever. She was still talking when the last slide came, so I didn't know if there was a different slide that we
Right.
um that we
Cause
had
you know she gonna be
heard.
making them out. She gonna be making them for the rest of the rest of this year. Cause they gonna stay to getting in her butt.
Right. So I'm gonna drop this link. Hold on. What? So I'm gonna drop the link to this last video that Polo had did with a young lady named Amina, and it was about owning your mortality. What she said, living your best life, dying your best death.
Right.
So it's talking about life after death and
Owning
what
your own mortality.
owning your own. Hold on, real quick. Hold on. Hold on. Really quickly, Miss Terry.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Hey
I'm
Terry.
good, y'all. Hey, Paulo. I love your
Hey.
channel. Okay, I got two questions. I'm glad you stopped it because I was trying to figure out why she came up to play that when you played that. That's what
She
made
didn't
me look
hear
at
it. She
Lucy.
said, "My bad." She didn't hear it.
She should have been watching like the rest of us was watching. But
Now Miss
anyway,
Terry, hush. What you come up here for?
I came up here because Eddie, you know the comment you said about Eddie.
Uh huh.
He okay. Um, if you remember, Eddie came back and said, you know, that he was losing weight because he was doing weightlifting and stuff. Eddie was sick then. Eddie died, if I'm not mistaken, Eddie died within 35 days after that post. He
Yeah.
got just cause, you know.
Mm.
No, he didn't go to jail, but I think he burned the hell up.
I don't know
Him
what
and
a man. Listen, I don't know what a man went in, but I do know that he did he died real fast. Like really, really, really fast. He got real sick because he was in the midst of all of the proceedings and everything that he had going on. He was the buff, the buff Eddie Long that we
that was
knew him
Eddie's
as.
second. That was Eddie's second run. God had
Mm.
already let him get away the first round with the same group of men. And then
Mm.
it came back again. Love's like, oh wait a minute, you supposed to be working for me, and you working for the devil. So let me go on and take you out of here. That's what that was. You can't. He don't like that fence stuff. You gotta be because you know, like he said, lukewarm. I will spit you out. He spit ready right on off the earth. He gonna do Donald Trump the same way.
He say, but you know what, Terry? Donald Trump ain't lukewarm. He all the way hot.
All the way. He ain't straddling not now
He
fence.
ain't straddling damn fence. He all the way hot.
I can't. I can't. But you're right. You're right. Like I said, he didn't serve time in
No,
in
he didn't.
in the
And that
facility,
was
but
his
he's
second.
serving time now.
Yeah, because the first time it came up, he paid them off because they took it, you know, legally. And he was like, nah, y'all, I'll pay y'all off. So they stopped it.
Hmm.
When Eddie stopped paying, they were like, forget it, your butt going to jail.
It was
Eddie
it's
had
it's
enough turn. Eddie had enough time to either sit down and come up off that pulpit or repent and get it right. He chose to do neither. So the Lord
right.
said, see ya, you got to go.
Yeah. And it was
He
it
did
was it
turned him
was
into a
quick.
pillar of salt. You ask me, he was gang.
Yeah. That's it like he said. He turned around and looked, and God was like, gotcha.
Yep,
Right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And as far as these cops, you know, killing people and letting us black people in that apartment die, I look at it like this. When you showed the pictures, I was like, okay, had that been one white person, they'd have
Hmm.
got them cameras up with the quickness. It's
True.
okay to kill. It's okay to kill a black person in America, and nothing be done until the sixth person is dead. It's always been like that. This ain't
Hmm.
new. When you know the Ku Klux Klan was taking them in with their little sheets over their head, and some of them taking their sheets off, hanging them, leaving them up there in the tree. This is not new. It's just a different form.
Yeah.
Okay, I love y'all. Bye.
Bye, girl. Bye, Miss Terry. Yes, but yeah, she right about that. If it was, I do believe that if it was
Yeah.
somebody else that happened to, then they would have got them. So
I,
they
I,
would have put up the camera sooner.
if
All
it
they
was
asked
this
for was
kind of
cameras,
housing,
you know.
if it was this kind of housing complex with this people, cameras would have been up immediately. As soon as they would have said the interlopers was coming in, they'd have put those cameras up.
A whole mess. Thank you, Miss Joanna, as well as Miss Terry, for coming up here. And like I said, I dropped the link to Polo's the conversation that she had with Miss Amina about pretty much life after death or life or death during life, what you need to talk about. They're going to have another conversation about beneficiaries, what you need to do as far as a living will, POD, which is pay on death or whatnot. Money in the banks, deeds, titles, all kind of stuff. So if you guys would like to just follow along and subscribe to Polo so you guys can see those serious conversations. Because y'all know we have a little fun over here, but we it's on the outside of this, it's still life that we have to live and make sure that
Right.
we have our affairs in order so that we don't leave all of our debt and burden our family with that. So it's okay to have a living will. It's okay to have a will written out. And I know especially with black folk, because I'm like, when you start talking about wills, people feel like you about to die right then.
Right.
But it's
Right.
conversations that need to be had with yourself as well as your family members. Like I told my sister, like we need to get all of our siblings together we need to get a safe or a safe deposit box or something that has passwords to everybody's stuff. So in the event that somebody passes, um, you can shut stuff down. I don't know if I want my Facebook page to still be up when I'm gone. You know what I'm saying?
You
I
know
don't know that.
they legacy you can legacy your pages now.
Oh
So you
wow.
actually, if you ever paid attention in your account settings on Facebook, you can go in there and say what you want to happen to your page if something happened to you. Well, it can actually stay up as a friend page, as a page, but I think it go legacy or it'll come down. You actually can make that call before
So,
anything
but
happens.
somebody would have to send in a death certificate or something.
No, I think they would probably how they find out. It's like just say something happens to me, and then people on there saying rest in peace, rest in peace. They pay attention to all that, and so all of a
Okay.
sudden you will see where nothing can go out from that page, but stuff can come on. Or you can also have it like it's a way that I could say I want Armin to run my page if something happened to me. I
Oh,
can
okay.
delegate, and then that way stuff can be put on the page. Yeah,
Right.
Facebook then got creative. So if Facebook can get that creative, like I was saying over there, if Facebook can get that creative and say who you want to leave a page to, why the banks won't let us put beneficiaries on our money, why they don't offer us that. When I went to the bank and just deposited their money from me closing on their house, do you think they asked me? No.
Mhm. Why would they?
But why not? Because it
You know
just
what I'm
sits
saying?
there. Your
But because
family don't
they
pay
don't
for
want
it.
the money. They
Huh?
don't want you to get the money.
Right, right. So nothing happens to you. And when I do get back talk to Amina, I want to talk to her about what I think is very dumb too, cemetery plots. And that's something because we're gonna go on and on and on because this when you
Right.
talk about death, is so much that you can talk about.
Yeah, my family has a family plot, but I don't even know like how to
Get into it.
be buried out there. But because my mom, she's not buried in our family plot because we were
Mhm.
kids, and so behind where we were living at, that's where they buried her. So that way it'll be easier for us to go out there. But now I wish that she was not out there.
You
You know
wish
what
you
I'm
was at
saying?
the cemetery, the family plots. But
Yeah,
let me
because
tell you, go ahead.
she's the only one. She's the only one out there. Everybody else um is in the family cemetery. Her
Well, when you
mom,
get these
all of
millions,
them.
just exhume her and put her at the family cemetery.
Who paying what?
When you get these millions, exhume her and put her in
Oh,
the
okay. Oh yeah, praise the Lord. Maybe I find $50,000 laying down somewhere. I don't
right.
know.
I think it's gonna cost a little more than 50, but check
You
this
never
out. So this
you
is
never know.
interesting that you might want to go check with your plots too. Okay, so my grandmother bought plots for her, her sister, which was my great aunt, my granddaddy, and my grandmother 5 kids. They 5 kids, right? So come to find out, there's no lease. There are no leases on the plots. The plots have been paid for years ago.
Mhm.
My mom went across the street, same cemetery, and she bought plots for me, my stepdad, her, my 3 kids. Okay. Then we got ready to bury my great aunt right next to her sister because she had a plot out there. Do you know my uncle had to sign papers giving permission for them to bury her there? So come to find out, so my mom wasn't buried there, my aunt wasn't buried there, my uncle wasn't buried there. All those have been cremated. So they have plots there. Do you know I can't go and say, just say I didn't have a plot. I can't go and say I want my mom plot because that's my mother.
Right.
I don't inherit that plot. You would think I would.
So
because
it's
that's
paid for, but it's not being used,
right.
and there's nothing you can do about it.
Right. It's nothing I can do about it. But guess who gets all those plots?
Who?
My uncle.
So he get to put other people there now. Is what you're saying?
Right. They are his. So if anything happened to him, his kids will have to go claim him. So I think that's dumb. So I asked the lady, I say, what if my uncle, he's 72, what if my uncle wasn't here? Because even to place the grave marker down, I had to, even though I paid for it, I had to get him to, he had to sign off to say he's giving me permission to use this. And I think that's dumb because it don't go back into the family. It goes to his kids because he's the only survivor. And if they don't never use them, they just be free land, just lay there. Nobody never use it. So then I found out what I went to go do from the ones that my mom bought because my mom and stepdaddy is gone now. So that means they would go down to me because my mom, one thing my mom did do was give me the paperwork to the plot. So I do have the paperwork. So I could actually present them with something. And what I did, I signed them off to my kids because I don't want to be buried. So what I have to go do, because I have 3 daughters, if the way I have it now, just say Johnny Joe died and that's one of my daughter's boyfriend, and they want, Johnny Joe ain't got nowhere to go, and they say, well, we want to bury Johnny Joe right here. She can't make that decision while her sister signing off on, because they all 3 own all 5 of those.
So they all got to sign off on it together.
Right. But if I go in, I was told that I can go and get a notarized letter, and my oldest one be able to make any call without them. You know, but right now, which I think I am going to do that because she is the more responsible one. But I think that's crazy that that's just land that you got laying there and nobody's. I think that's silly now. So my uncle would probably have to sign him back over into the family, and he's a veteran, so he probably won't even be buried there.
Yeah, he's going to the national cemetery
for him and his family.
Right.
So I mean, it just, to me, it really don't bother me because it's like I don't want to be buried. I'm not tripping on it. So I just know there's only going to be 4 people there, which was my granddad and my grandmother, my uncle, one of my uncles, and my great aunt. Nobody else will really be there because he's not going to go there.
Yeah. So I
am interested to talk to her about more things because it's so much that you can touch on, and for her to be so young and into this funeral, into mortuary school.
Yeah. So I know in the country Turkey, even if you pay for it, the plot, you have to pay tax monthly, and if you don't, they'll throw the deceased person out.
What? You still have to pay when they pass? That's crazy.
You pay for the plot, but you got to pay taxes on it.
Like rent. You paying rent for them to be there. You paying rent for them to be there.
That's what you. Oh,
that's crazy.
That is crazy. Hey, Couture.
But you know what's so crazy? Like, would you heard when somebody asked a question tonight about the markers, and she was saying how you have to get with the cemetery. So, like, just say if I had contracted a company to make my aunt a marker. Outside of them, I have to pay the cemetery to place it.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
Yeah. So, Joanna says it's different in California. My grandma bought 5 plots, and when she died, I had rights, but I was able to use them as I wish.
Yeah, so that's different. And I don't, you would think that they would you could inherit. You would think that would just go down as land go down and money goes down. But it don't. It's not a whatever they charge. And then you know what? We own the plot, but check this out. We own the plot, but it cost me $1,900, $19 or $2,100 just to dig the hole and close it back up.
One of my friends, his uncle dug graves, and he worked for a company that did that, right? But he would dig holes on the side and take the money. Oh, and he'll take the money, so he'll charge them less than they would have to pay with the cemetery. And he will go out and he'll be digging holes in the middle of the night.
Oh Lord! So he was digging it in the cemetery, or he was digging it in other places?
No, he was digging it in the cemetery.
So
it was like they was working in conjunction. They was working in conjunction instead of them going directly through the company to dig the hole.
Yeah,
they would go through him, so they wouldn't be paying
that's
as
crazy.
much as they would if they was working through
Now
the
that's a
actual
hustle.
company. Because he took the truck home with him. You know what I'm saying? He worked with him for so long, so he took the truck home with. Listen, let me tell you, that man had gas cards for that thing. If you needed some gas, all you do is pay him half of what you finna fill up, and he'll fill your tank up using that gas.
Oh, he hustled. He hustled.
Oh, he
I
did.
think owning cemetery land is profitable. If you have a lot of land, acres and acres like that, build you a cemetery, you make you some money. And you know you can't sell them back. You know, like if them 5 plots, my stepdaddy, he went behind our back and he tried to go sell them back, and they told him we don't buy them back. So what you can do is go put an article in the paper
Oh,
and
it's selling.
sell them like that.
Wow. That is but I do need to go check on that on the family plot to see because and it's seeming like since we talked about it, they're only burying all of the old people out there. They
Hmm.
ain't buried none of well, we really ain't had no young people like my age or younger or something like that pass away for me to even know.
That's
But
true, Juana.
what she said, when you put names on the plots,
Hmm.
you can't put anyone in them. But if you just purchase them, you can put anyone in them. My husband and I have a family site for us and our 3 kids. Those on the oh, okay. See, yeah, and I don't know if ours has that where they already have the names out there. But I know my uncle when my aunt passed. We
Hmm.
went down there in Palm Beach. We went down there. We actually went to the cemetery and we went to the front office. And he had paid for their plot in 1993. He paid for him and his wife plot. They were married for 47 years. My aunt passed away. And so we went out there and I asked him, I was like, well, how do you feel to be standing on the place that you're going to be buried? But child, after she passed and it wasn't long after he had got a girlfriend and he talking about he don't want to be buried out there no more. And my
Oh
cousin had
Lord,
yeah,
he
my
done
cousin
moved
had
on.
a mess, girl. My cousin had not got killed out there in Texas, and so she was a veteran, so she could have been buried in the National Cemetery, but they wanted her out there with her grandmother. Do you know? He said when she passed, now she was already in the ground. He told his daughter, "You can go dig her up and bury her next to your mama," because he didn't want to be buried there. Yeah, next to
Mm.
her grandma. That's how because he had got that new girlfriend. Then he realized she wasn't about what she was talking about. She ain't had what she thought was. Yeah, she
Right.
tried to take him for everything he was worth.
She knew he had some insurance money coming. Yeah,
Uh
they
huh.
said that you can't change names. They did tell me that. So like just say if I tell you I'm gonna give you this plot and I put your name on that plot. If something happened to somebody in your family, you can't give it to them because it's yours. I gave it to you. That's true what she said. They did tell me that. So if I put a name on it saying it's designed especially for this person, that person can't go back and give it to
Change it
them.
over.
Right. I can't go and do a switcheroo and say I want to put somebody Sally
So
here.
it's pretty much best to buy area, so to speak.
Yeah, you can no,
Don't
you can
buy
buy family. You don't put names on the family. The family you just say I need it just be
3
whoever
plots.
husband and wife, and then you might buy 4 additional. So it's called a family plot. But
Oh
ain't no
wow.
names on it. Cause like on ours, how I had to prove that that was my mother, I had to bring my birth certificate, I had to bring her death certificate, and so that way they tracked it that she was the owner of the plots and I was the lineage that came down. So I guess to go back from my grandmother, I would have to pull up too much stuff. I would have to go find my grandmother's stuff. So I think that's why I don't come down. And I think my uncle had his birth certificate when he had to sign for my aunt to be buried there. He had
Hmm.
to show his birth certificate because those people that actually bought the plots, my grandmother died when I was 13, so that was way back in the 80s. So
Wow.
those plots hadn't been used since the 80s. We hadn't put nobody out there since the 80s. So my uncle, he's 72 years old, and he still had to show his birth certificate to show that that was his mother.
Listen up, people. I'm telling you, have your affairs, your paperwork in order, your birth certificates, your death certificates, where you want to be buried at, where you
Well,
want
you can't have your
your
death
family
certificate.
members.
You ain't left here yet.
Yeah. Joanna said my grandma struggled to bury her child. After that, she bought 5 plots. I buried my mother-in-law and first cousin and 2 of them.
Right.
Mm.
Because you can use them for whatever you want to, Joanna. That's just like me. And
So
and I
she
and
just
I
bought
think
five. She just bought the area, the plots
yeah, you
themselves,
about to apply. So
not
you
the.
gonna buy this space with all five of y'all to be together. So that's
So
what
I
my
think
grandparents and them got. But they be so close to other people. And then just think about a person that only had, like she said, her grandmother struggled. Her grandmother might have had money just to buy that one plot. Now, if it's newly, like our cemetery is steady stretching. So like the lady hair that I cut for COVID that passed for COVID in April, they
mhm.
put her like way in the back by this tree. So her daughters and them, I think they said they're gonna try to buy plots because I think nobody's there yet. So they actually got some land where nobody was at because it's like new part of the cemetery. So you can buy like that area, but if you don't buy that area, you'll be you here and then
Some yeah.
yeah somebody.
That's how it's gonna be with us. Like we're not gonna be able to be buried next by our mother.
Okay.
You know, we're not because it's so many. It's because she passed in '99, so it's so many other people that's already
Already bought around her. Yeah.
buried around her. So, but with my family plot, you got mother, grandmother, sister.
They
they
all
all
together.
like you said, they close to each other. So when we having a funeral, you pretty much got to stand on the tomb of the other
Another
people
person.
because it's not just they don't
Right.
just have headstones out there. They have the above ground.
They got the entombment.
Yeah.
Raise your okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they don't just have just the headstone out there. Angela said my mother is buried at a VA cemetery, veteran cemetery too. My dad remarried, but when he passed, he was buried in the same plot with my mom. Wow, my dad's new wife didn't go to the burial.
Hmm.
Wow, because his name was already on the plot when they were married, right? Wow,
It
that's
might have been where he said he wanted to go. Because
well. She
what
said
I
she
don't
was pissed.
understand why the new wife didn't make a call.
Yeah,
Why the
but
new
what?
wife didn't say where she wanted him buried. She must didn't have no money to bury him. Because I think when the VA, I think they put you on top, don't they? Don't you go on top?
No, what you mean on top of the ground?
Like if meaning like if the husband is here, that he was the veteran, and then maybe the wife
Oh,
passed.
that's what you're saying. Like they on top of each other,
Then
like
they put them on top. I think they go a little deeper
go
because I
deeper.
don't think they side by side. I think they may be on top.
Oh wow. Well, I tell y'all what? So when I went to New Orleans and we went to one of the cemeteries where like Marie Laveau was buried at or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
she was a voodoo priestess there, and they were explaining that because that's a Catholic cemetery. The
Mm-hmm.
religion in New Orleans at the time, was pretty much Catholicism. Everybody they weren't Christians or whatnot, but the way they do in that cemetery when we walked in, first of all, they'll tell you it's gonna be like a stench because it's like no greenery in there. It's all stone everywhere. When you walk in,
Oh,
first of
okay.
all, it's a tourist site. You got to have a bracelet on to get in there with a tour guide. You can't lean up against
Nothing.
the vaulted because when you walk in, it's a long wall of vaulted um
They
buried.
inside. They
Where they put
inside.
a cat.
They
Yes,
they
where they put the
inside.
caskets on the inside. The what they call them
It's
things.
I forgot what they call it. I
I
know
forget
exactly
what they call it, but yeah. So
we
So
have
what they
somebody.
do is, if you have a family plot out there, that person goes into the actual grave or the tomb or whatnot, and so they're there for like a year and a day. I'm thinking what it is. I think it's like a year and a day, a year and a month, or something like that. Then they
Mhm.
push your ashes to the side. But if you have a family member that passes in that time, they have to stay in the wall. Like you have to rent the little thing, the mausoleum or whatever. I think that's what
That's
it
what
was
it's
called.
called, the mausoleum. You're right.
You have to rent that, and the person has to go in there for a year and a day before they're able to be moved over into the actual family plot. So if you
Oh
have
man.
family members that keep passing, they have to be put in there. And then once they're put in there, then that's their resting place and they get to rest. And it's not at that point, it's not it's remains. I was about to say ashes. You told me remains. But so what they do is they take it, they sweep your remains to the side and they put the next body in there. So you're pretty
Mhm.
much in there, and by it being so hot in New Orleans like that, that's why you get that smell. and in that specific cemetery, Nicolas Cage already has his plot there, and his is a pyramid. So in it, oh my God, it's so big, and it's not all of them. You might find a little small headstone to these really really big ones, and then
Right.
the firefighters union there, if you choose to be a part of that, the union where you'll be buried there with your fellow brothers, they have this big old wall of where they put the bodies in, and so it does the whole, you in there for your year and whatnot, and you get swept to the side or whatnot. But all the cemeteries in New Orleans are above ground cemeteries. When they did have the below underground cemeteries, they're below sea level. So when
Okay.
it flooded and it
It
eroded
rose
the
up.
earth,
It rose
the,
up.
the caskets started to raise up out of
It's
the
so
ground.
crazy.
So while it's flooded, you got caskets floating down the road, and you don't even
Katrina,
know
they
where they
was
come
floating.
from.
They was
You don't know
floating
where
during
the bodies,
Katrina.
right? You don't know where the bodies come from. So families had to start claiming, their loved ones, but how do you know? But I think most of them do have the plaques on the casket. I know all my loved ones, they have plaques on the that's nailed onto the casket. But
It's
you'll
also
see.
some. It's also something on the inside that has your ID. It's like an ID card. It's inside.
Oh,
It's
okay.
inside. It's supposed to be inside the casket because I watch a lot of burial videos and stuff like that. So yeah, it is something in there. But you just said something interesting. So you mean to tell me these are not cremated remains when they putting them in there? These are whole bodies.
When they put them into the thing, yeah,
Right.
and then your
So they're
body,
decomposing. They're
yeah,
decomposing in the wall, and then they'll sweep out. So
and then they
nobody
put it.
comes to get the remains. They just sweep them
So
out.
it no. So what it is? So if let's just say because you have one big plot, it ain't no like you put no
Mhm.
two bodies next to each other. No,
Right.
because that person to them is their person. That person deserves their resting place. So if you
Right.
put another body in there with them, it's like they're not resting because you got somebody else in there.
Somebody's
Another
gonna
spirit is there.
decompose it along with them.
Right.
Right.
So that person is in there alone, and the other one they're in the wall. So of course their body is going to decompose while it's there. So
Right.
whatever's left in there is taken out of the wall, placed inside of the family plot to do what it's supposed to do for their year and whatnot, and then the next person, it just goes like that. So there you'll never
So
have two.
basically, you only really need one plot because everybody just
That's
rotate.
all you need. Yes, that's
So
all
that
you need.
means when you so what? So I guess when I go back to visit, what am I visiting? Because you ain't
That's
you
the
might not
family.
be
You
there.
visiting the family.
So the family of spirits.
That's it.
Okay.
So let's say Laveau, like Marie Laveau,
Right.
Laveau, that's the Laveau family plot. So
Mm-hmm.
you going there and visiting, of course, you visiting all
All
of
of
your
family.
loved ones that passed on, that were there. And so in New Orleans, their cemeteries are numbered. So you might have cemetery number one over here,
Mm-hmm.
cemetery number two over there.
Right.
But even with that one, you can't visit that cemetery anymore because people started to vandalize Marie Laveau's, started to
Mm.
vandalize
Grave site.
her plot as well as some other people that are around. I had a video. If I can find the video that I took while I was there, then I'll try to do like a whole video of the cemetery, and then do an upload if I still have it in my
That's
cloud.
interesting. That's interesting.
But yeah, it was pretty interesting, and just to know who she is and what she was about and things of that nature. So she said, "What if you didn't like everybody? You were a part of that family. You were a part of that
You
family,
gonna
and
be over there in the family plot with Aunt Lucy that you don't get along with.
when you on, how you know you with Aunt Lucy? Y'all
You gonna be
spirits better fight up there because your remains about to rumble in the jungle down here inside of
what?
this.
You gonna be over there arguing with Aunt Lucy over the who fixed the potato salad?
Who put raisins in the tater salad?
Right? Who put raisins in the potato salad? Yeah, but I think
Go
that
ahead.
that's a that is a that mortality is a never ending conversation.
Hmm.
And I'm looking forward. She left me a message. I'm gonna check it out when I get a chance because she shared whatever she did. I guess I don't know if she took a clip, but she did you follow on Instagram? In
I'm
her
about.
story, she shared it out, and on her page was the link straight to the live. So I'm interested in getting to do more with her because it is some stuff that we didn't get to touch on,
Mhm.
and we could probably go longer than an hour. So I'm interested in just with the living wills, and because that's something I need to do. The living
Right,
wills where
right,
you can say what you want to happen when you can't say what you want to happen.
right. I think
So
A Sunday would probably
yeah,
be good.
I
You know what
agree.
I'm
And
saying?
then she do like lives. I'm gonna have to let you know when she do one and share with everybody else because she do like lives on Instagram. And then that's
Okay,
why she said her website is under construction, so that's why we didn't have that.
okay. So, well, y'all go follow Amina. That's the lady who owns the Own Your Mortality. She's a young lady, up and coming. She's trying to be a funeral director and things of that nature. But she can get you on the all the legalities of owning your mortality. So, but that is all around the world with us this
Yes.
week. Any last words, Polo, before we get up out of here?
No, no, no. I enjoyed it as always. Always next week, same bad time, different bad channel.
Yeah, so we'll be over on Polo's channel. Let me see. I'm gonna drop her link one more time. We'll be over on Polo's channel. So if you guys are coming here for the first time and you have not subscribed to her, please go and subscribe to her channel so you can be notified when she goes live. Whenever she goes live, as well as when we do our lives on Wednesdays at 9 o'clock, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so yeah, if you gotten this far into the broadcast and you have not subscribed, why? I mean,
Right.
why?
Why not? Well, I
Right,
think that's what
right,
it
right,
is.
right. But yeah, so if you guys have any stories that you guys want us to cover, please go ahead and email it to me at almondbrown09@gmail.com, or you can email Polo at
H Town the goat at gmail.com. HTOWNDAGOAT at gmail.com.
gmail.com. So that's her email. If you are on Instagram, she's also on Instagram at.
Underscore Polo the Barber, and that's the Barber with DA.
And then I'm also on Instagram at almondbrown09 on Instagram. So you guys, please shoot us your stories. We appreciate y'all feedback, y'all talking back to us or whatnot on here. So y'all giving us good commentary. And thank you so much, Joanna, for sharing. Thank you, Peace Love, for sharing. If anybody else shared the video, because I don't want to let me not be remiss
Yeah, thank
saying.
you, thank you, thank you. I ain't gonna blow kisses like Armand.
Uh, Thank you, Kiki, for sharing. Thank you, Brianna, for sharing. Joanna, thank you for sharing, as well as Peace Love. Thank you for sharing the video. I appreciate you guys and your continued support of the Almond Delights. And also around the world with us. Polo ain't got no people name yet, but
No,
I
I
be
ain't got no
telling
people.
y'all to
I ain't got
drop
no
out the
people.
bleachers and come down on the field. That's what I tell y'all to do with her because she likes sports. So
Yeah,
but
that make
that's
room
it.
for me
That's
some.
all we're gonna go now because I will continue to ramble as I'm telling y'all. Oh, well, don't forget on Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will have our movie nights. We have our movie nights over on Twitch with the Almond Delights. I don't know what the movie is gonna be yet this week, so don't ask me because I don't know. I don't
I'm
know,
gonna
but
drop down while you do your church announcements. Okay.
okay. Thank
Good deal.
you.
Thank y'all. I see y'all next week. Bye bye.
Okay. But yeah, so go over to Twitch and follow me over there on Twitch. So y'all can be there for our movie nights, and then on Monday nights we have our read of the Kingdom, honey. Well, we will continue our read of MC Shecky Live's book, The Kingdom. Oh, I look real oily, child. But my skin is moisturized. Okay. But anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go. I appreciate you guys for joining us, and like I always tell you, child, smile like somebody. It'll change their day, honey. It may even change your day, even with a mask on. They can still see in your eyes. I love you guys with the love of God, and there is what? Nothing you can do about it. I'll talk to y'all later. And for the people that may watch on the replay, thank y'all for watching. Make sure y'all. Oh, wait a minute. Rewind back up. Y'all know how I do. How I tell y'all what I be telling y'all. What do I tell y'all? When this video is over, do what? I need y'all to hit exit, refresh, and come back and leave a comment and let the people that's going to be watching on the replay, let them know how you enjoyed this broadcast, the stories that we covered. And if you have any other comment that you want to leave up under the video, please do so. Now, don't be hard-headed. Okay. Don't be, even if you just come back and be like, oh, I love y'all show, and that's it, do that. If you want to leave a detailed message after the beat, you can do that as well. Do that as well. But I need y'all to leave comments under the videos, my videos as well as her videos. That way we get pushed out into the algorithm, and we can have more people come over here and join the Onward Delights as well as over on Polo's channel. Okay? Okay. Eh, okay. All right. Thank you guys. I love you guys again with the love of God. And there is what, honey? Nothing you can do about it. I will talk to y'all later. Bye.